giant stands, a mech with heavy man's commands, each step a quake, a thunderous might, eyes aglow in the endless night. A saint beneath, dark and vast, power fierce, shadows cast, a mighty taint beneath its core, a warrior spirit, ancient lore. Welcome, Tainted, a lace-up tunic or medieval hoodie. Welcome, Tainted, let's talk about color, or should we? Welcome, Tainted, thinking outside the blocks. Welcome, Tainted, thanks for joining us, you rock. And have your fun hole rocks. Welcome, Tainted. Enjoy the Chronicles Outdoor song. Welcome, Tainted. Thinking outside the blocks. Welcome, Tainted. Thanks for joining us, you rock.
Good evening, everybody, and thank you for joining us for Think Outside the Blocks, your official weekly Brickworld live stream where we talk to you about thinking outside of the perceived rigidity of the Lego medium, but also thinking outside of your creative mental blocks. I, of course, am one of your hosts, Mark Larson, Chief Brick Officer of Brickworld, and this guy, this week, the guy on my left, is not Z Cerberus Ben Hauger. It is Manny from Lego Masters Season 1. How you doing tonight, sir? Thank you for joining us.
Hola, amigos. Mark, thank you so much. I love the introduction. Thank you so much for... I hope you could be able to hear me. Thank you so much for the introduction. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome.
This is great. Just to be able to do this with you and be able to share and talk Lego, which we're all fans of course. Mark, thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. I really appreciate you being here. So I'm sure you get this question all the time. So I apologize if you have to answer this for the millionth time. You can give me as long or as short an answer as you want, depending on the number of times you've had to answer it. But how has being on Lego Masters changed your life?
So sorry here.
No
you
worries.
Can hear me? Okay, guys can hear me. All right.
We sure can. I would say we can check with the Tainted, see how they're see if they notice any volume problems. But
well, we're fine. We're fine over here. I can hear you.
Yeah, sounds good.
Again.
Perfect.
Perfect time also to say thank you for the viewers. Thank you for everybody that's tuned in with me and Mark.
We're
gonna have some fun today. We're gonna have some fun.
Absolutely. So how has it been for you, Manny, after being on Lego Masters? Has it changed life for you?
Yes, it has. You know, I can't say that it hasn't. Truth be told, Mark, I couldn't be thankful that I got a chance to do Lego Masters and meet all you guys. I hear a slight echo. I hope you
doesn't. I don't hear it on this side. Let's see if the Tainted say anything. They say that we are loud and clear. Everything apparently sounds good.
All right.
Then you got some. Let me see if I can hit your settings at all.
Awesome.
Mic settings. Noise. Try that and see if that helps you at all. Just change your settings a little bit. Is the echo still there? Oh yeah, you might have you still have one of your other devices in the green room, so you might want to take that one out. Maybe that's what's causing it.
Oh, that's what. Yes.
Live streaming, everybody. We do this every week. This is how the show always starts.
Yeah. And this is fine because this is like trial and error, you know. And my experience after Lego Masters, you know what? It's doing this. It's actually breaking the ice. It's what I just said, trial and error. I wasn't in the Lego community. Let me just make this as clear as I can. Lego Masters for me, I wasn't anybody in the Lego community. I mean, people have asked me, Manny, did you do Lego shows before Lego Masters? And I've confessed that I've done one. After Lego Masters, you know, I've done dozens after every single year. And it's been an amazing experience for me to be able to say that. I think the greatest thing that I got from Lego Masters was becoming friends. We did this thing in in season one, we decided to build together. It wasn't so much competing against each other. It was more building together and not and being friends, I guess. You know, I think that was the most important part, was just creating a friendship and not being so competitive and being enemies or anything of that nature.
Yeah, you guys really do seem like a tight-knit family the times that I've seen you all together.
Great, and the same thing goes for like season 2, season 3, and season 4.
Yeah.
Nowadays I can't get tired of sharing other people's content, sharing other people's creations. As far as myself, I do take pride in the things that I do build. I think Lego shows are great. Brickworld is one of those amazing shows. That's regal. It has, you know, that word world, you know, so it captures the mind. And I've talked to many people. A lot of people have asked me, you know, how is your experience with Brickworld? And I say it's grand. It's like the major leagues.
I appreciate
and
that.
It's needed. I really think it's needed. I've had this co-sign with other Lego masters. I said it's not so much on what we did on the show, but it's more on what we do after.
That's nice.
So if we gain this fanship, if we were able to inspire and motivate future Lego builders in the show, I think we should really carry that torch. I really think that Lego shows in the community and the A4 community should really help and aid and inspire and push other people. You know, not
absolutely.
I think the criticizing, which is great. You know,
right.
What's the word? Great critique. You know, you could do that friendly. But I feel sometimes we do get overcaught, and sometimes people don't want to hear it. It's like, I think it's fine. I think it's, but we do it like in a place in our hearts where it's like, you know, I just want to help. I think that's needed. We need to take all that in.
Yeah.
After Lego Masters, I've seen all that. I'm glad that I've been able to have that experience after the show, just seeing how the community shares, how the community does it, and you just grow. It's just growing pains with Lego.
Yeah.
I tell people, because people tell me like, how do you do Lego? And I'm like, well, it's easy. You know, if a kid does it, an adult could do it. It's applicable, you know, to any age. If the box says 4 to 8, that means you could be 40 and still do Lego, you know, so don't be that amazed. But when people are like, man, how do you build the things that you do? Then that's when you have like this, it's divine. It's like it's a mission. It's like, yo, you know what? I have to really share this. I want to tell people how I created this. I want to, and that's where I'm at, actually.
And that's actually how our show starts every week. That's what Ben and I have built this stream on, is sharing our creations with each other and giving each other constructive criticism to kind of encourage people to look at what they're doing, build and grow, and kind of look for feedback and look for ways to improve, and gentle ways in which to communicate with other people their thoughts and ideas. I think one of the things that I took away from Lego Masters Season 1, you and I have talked about this very late at night outside the Renaissance in the Circle Drive. It was really beautiful to see you and your father on the show together. I've talked to you about how much I miss my father and how inspiring it was just to see that great relationship build there. And I think one of the biggest takeaways for me is just what a great friendship you have with your father, and that was really inspiring to watch.
Thank you. I tell you, I am, you know, I am, you know, my come from my father, and I'll admit, Mark, we bumped heads so many times, you know, but that's just love. You know, that was just, I have to admit, you know, I can't pretend, you know, that's not in me and my dad's nature. We're always like, you know, what's up? And we're always, but we come, it's not like if we're that tough, we're that aggressive. I guess we're that passionate about stuff, you know, when people do check our relationship, I'm like, yeah, you know, but it does come, you know, with his hiccups, you know, everything comes with like a speed bump or something. Plenty of times with me and Dad, we didn't agree on things, but it was great. Like afterwards, it's like, well, it's already done. You know, we built this, we did this. Let's just see the results. And just sharing that, you know, every single episode, every single challenge that we did, it was growth, by the second episode, dad did take the lead, and because again it's tough, a dad taking advice from his son,
Yeah,
so that was,
of course.
but
It's like the
needless
shoes
to
on
say,
the
it
other
was,
foot.
yes, 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 yes. But it was fun. I mean, our relation, even nowadays, dad, he actually gets recognized more than me on the show. People
Do you get?
actually recognize his beard and his fedora,
Oh
and
yeah.
more than I do.
Do you
Yeah.
do you guys get to do a lot of expos and conventions together now?
We did after Lego Masters. We had the opportunity to do Brick Fair. I've been meaning to take that out to Brickworld. Hopefully
I'd
we
love
could
to
take
see him
that
there.
out.
That would be
Yes.
so great.
And we did an ambassadorship with Brickfest. Brickfest was great just for new people that never knew about Lego. The thing that I appreciate about Brickfest, and why me and my dad, we continued doing Brickfest for the years that we did, was because I met a lot of people that it was their first time exhibiting.
Yeah,
Getting back to Brickworld, there is a pressure, there is a sense on like,
there is. Yeah,
man, what should I bring? And
right. What are people going to
it's not
say?
so much,
Yeah.
yes,
Mm.
it's not so much on the mindset on like, oh my God, how can I brain scheme and I'll do something? No, 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 no. I think it's more in the sense of like, well, Manny, what are you bringing out? And I know you bring out like some cool ish stuff. What do it's that anticipation of, I guess, somebody wanting to see you build or bring out something
Yeah.
better or something more amazing. There are certain shows, just like Brickfest, that me and my dad, we did a whole bunch, that it was just first time builders. It was people that, well, this is, and that was the astonishing thing. Is actually seeing me mesmerized, and me and my dad were amazed. Like, hey man, is this your first time taking this out? And we're giving them the benefit of the doubt. We're over here waiting for him to say no. Yeah, this is my first time, and I'm scratching my head like, wow, you should take that to Brickworld.
Well,
But yeah, we've done plenty after the show. Yeah,
that's one of the things that like we get as a common question through our contact us email is, people want to know if they can submit a build if we haven't seen it, because they're not sure if it's good enough. And the answer is like, if you built it, it's good enough. Bring it. No one's judging anything on that level. Like, you're not curated into the show. We invite everybody of every skill level, and we encourage everyone who comes to be encouraging no matter what skill level people are at, and do their best to like bring people in the community. That's what the Brickworld brand is all about, is building community in that way. We've got a question from the Tainted here. VMAC Attack asks, Manny, do you feel more pressure to display MOCs to the public after being on the show?
very good question. People that know my style of building, I'm a minimalist. Like, I create things like on such a. This is probably one of the recent builds that I did. It's just like the small little. I'll bring this out to Brickworld this year. But seeing that I'm like such in a I'll bring it back out. Seeing that I'm such in like on a minimalist scale, like I just built things like on such a teeny weeny. I'm over here. Oh my God, look at that
Little ship.
Yeah, so nowadays I to make my life simple, I'm like, you know what? Let me just build. I want to impress, of course. The answer to that, yes. I think that I am in the business of impressing people with the ability and with the craftsmanship. I think Lego actually there's like levels to it.
Yeah.
There is one thing on builders that use instructions, and then Zach from season 2, he was like, no, we are serious play builders. We build, Manny, without instructions. We have to be distinct. We have to recognize that this is serious here. And I believe them. When Zach told me that, I was like, this guy does like bridge tank layers, and he does like Abrams tanks, that shoot. Yeah. And it's like, yeah, I'm going to take his word for that, So with that question, I think that, yes, there will always be a pressure. There will always be, like this thing, am I doing this right? Is this really what I got? And sometimes we have to feel comfortable with that. We have to find that peace within ourselves. Like, hey, this is it. This is what I brought, like it or not. You know, this is what I've been working on. This is where I find myself in life. Sorry if you don't like it, but hey, you know, others do. So you have to find that, you know. I would I feel silly if like the only thing that I brought to Brickworld was like this small pirate ship. And then people are like, but Manny, you had the bodega, you have the subway. Why did And then that's sort of pressure people would expect for me to bring, you know, the bodega, but then I only brought this, but I feel comfortable just, you know, with my 83 part, you know, pirate ship. You know, like but there is a pressure. I like that question. I really do.
Another question from the Tainted. Brick Dad Builds asks, being on the East Coast, do you still get together with other Lego Master builders?
Yes, I do. Like I said earlier, Zach from season 2, Zach and Wayne, he is my BFF. I mean, I was fans with Zach way before we even got a chance to see each other and meet each other. Matter of fact, me and Zach, we had an amazing time at Brickworld in 2022. And to answer that question, all us Lego Masters, we actually have group chats. We have a group chat for season 1. We have a US Lego Masters group chat, and there's one that's worldwide. I've had the privilege, I hope he is watching, shout out to Jono Sampson from season 2, New Zealand. Nice. So like I have like this great accord and relationship with Jono. And I believe that is the prize. That is like the grand thing about Lego Masters is that regardless if you make it to the finals, win or lose, you know, cash. It's really the connection. It's, you know, for me to say that I built with Tyler Seitz and Aaron Newman. And at a drop of a dime, you know, I could just send them a message and they'll respond. That's nice. Know, whether they criticize, you know, whether they say, Manny, that's great, or Manny, that stinks. I love it. You know, it's like, oh my God, you know. So yes, to answer that question very much. So if you guys ever want to see any conversation with me in Lego Masters, I do Stud Buds live on Instagram every Wednesday. And
cool. What time do you go live on Wednesdays?
8 o'clock Eastern.
8 o'clock Eastern on Wednesday nights. Okay, good to know. Yeah, encourage everybody to check that out. Stud Buds. It's basically this, not to cut you out. The real Stud Buds is basically this, Mark. It's basically just having a dialect, just having a transparency, you know, and we chat about the sets that are coming out. We chat about current things that we're working on. Nice. I like that. All right.
So more I want to share, so much I want to say.
That's all good, man. We got plenty of time tonight.
But I will say this, you know, I'm excited. Being in the position of being a Lego Master and doing season 1, I think the thing that I really appreciate, it's really knowing like the backstage. It's really knowing like the ins and outs of it. Case in point, you know, I shared this with you, and I'll share it with the group.
Nice.
I know Lego Masters from that are coming out, you know, future Lego Masters, and I think it's all. I'm pretty sure that most other of my peers could say the same thing, you know, or that we know, and thinking about people hitting me up or hitting up, you know, shout out to Corey Samuels from season 1, because we've had a whole bunch of people reach out to us and be like, hey man, they asked me to audition for Lego, and I'm like, do it, don't think twice, do it, you know, and having somebody actually ask me for like the advice, like, Manny, what should I do? And I'm like, whoa, you know, I can hold your hand here, you know, I can. But I think it's the beauty of somebody that's willing to hold my hand or willing to like listen to like my experience and for help, just for the simple, you know, for the help of doing it right. Can you do Lego Masters right? No, because you're just so caught up in the show, the cameras, you know. They didn't like us in season 1 because we were too busy trying to build in the brick pit. They were like, hey guys, can you take that stuff and please work on your workstations? I thought that was hilarious. But they could have had the whole show in season 1 right at the Brick Pit.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, real quick, we're going to check in with the Tainted, see who's here this evening. Then we'll get into the run of the show and see what else we got planned for the night. We'll certainly continue this conversation. Don't even worry about that. We can let it flow however we're just going to try to throw some structure in here. Marty Becker is here tonight. Good evening to you, sir. Thanks for being here. Brickdad Builds channel member is here. Hello, Brickdad. VMAC Attack channel member as well. And sometimes Brickdad Builds and VMAC Attack are co-hosts on the show. Rob Claxton channel member is here. Let's see. Iron Man is looking derpy. We'll get to that. Landon Bell channel member is here. Alternate Canada is here. Austin Sprick is here. Pookie, how are you? Ron Smith channel member is here. Gabriel Cabral is here. Al Goff is here. Good to see you. Brick Orphanage is here. We got plenty of people telling us that the audio sounds good. Brickdad Build says the echo is coming from within the house. Philip Camus channel member is here. Good evening to you as well. Echo Buns Baby and Company, the positive energy administrator for Brickworld. She will be at Brickworld Chicago this year, helping us out with merchandise and other things. Oaktown Bricks is here this evening. Hi, everybody. Thank you all so much for joining us tonight. Papa Rex is also here tonight, channel member. Brickdad Builds, based off on what you were saying, Manny, said there's 3 main categories of builders: instruction builders, modifiers, and mockers. There are gray areas, crossover areas, and I'd say there's one additional type of Lego fan, and that would be content creators, which is a population that just exploded during the pandemic.
Yes.
Let's see. VMAC Attack wants to know, is your Shactus holding up a football? Do you have any idea what he's talking about? Oh, the Shactus. I think that's the cactus up there in front. I don't know why he's calling it Shactus, but is it holding a football?
No, this is actually, you know what I have up here? I have a water tower. That's probably what it is.
Oh, gotcha.
I have a water tower. I don't know why I put this cactus up here, because normally there's no cactuses up on a city, rooftop building. But yeah, this is kind of big. It stands tall and it's really heavy. But this is just a module that I did last year, and I told myself that this year I could travel with this one. This is luggage friendly, so we can fit this in the luggage.
That's one of the, I did that a lot when I lived in California and came back for Brickworld Chicago every year. Luggage friendly building was something that I'm very well versed in. I haven't had to worry about it for a while, but it's definitely a special presentation I want to do so I can tell people how to get the most out of their luggage space when they're bringing MOCs places. Brickdad Builds asks, Manny, does it ever hit you that you're a pioneer in the TV realm of A-full public visibility? The reality that TYE season 1. I don't know why it's TYE, but anyway,
does it ever hit you? Yes, it does. In the sense that I went to high school. And I've been here in my town in Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania, guys. And there's people, after Lego Masters, they were like, I didn't know that you did Legos. And that's the sort of stuff that hits me. I'm like, well, man, a lot of people didn't know me. A lot of people that I grew up with, that I went to school with, church with, whatever, they did not know, that I did Lego. I can't believe that it took for me to do Lego Masters to be recognized for it. Right. Instead of just me doing, a commission for some here in town, something that would have made the local news. But no, this was, like a nationally televised show on Fox. And then it's like, oh my God, Manny's on Lego Masters. And then I still get hit with the question, well, do you really build that? You really do Legos? And I'm like, yes, I really do Legos. It really does go down here in the room. I really built this stuff. I really am taking the time just to do more of this, just to share, and even myself, just break my own ice and share and showcasing and showing off. I think that's the thing. Definitely. I want to say, showing off.
Yeah, and just kind of hitting the hitting that community vibe and meeting more people, encouraging them to be as bold and outgoing as you are, because not everybody has that outgoing personality. I think those are kind of the people that end up standing out at shows, the ones who are able to talk to people. There's a lot of, there's a wide range of people in the Lego community, in the Lego fan community. But I do believe we have a higher number of people who are maybe a bit on the spectrum. And so kind of encouraging people to get out there, meet people, share resources. That's the greatest thing that I've ever found about Brickworld, going to Lego expos, going to Lego conventions, is like you have things that you use that maybe nobody's ever heard of. I mean, we love going to Brickworld with the I Love Bricklink bricks, because when we can just hand them to people, when they say, where do you get all these pieces? We say, it's called Bricklink. Here's this brick. Go to bricklink.com. If you're ever looking to build something on your own, it's a lot easier this way than trying to buy a bunch of sets to get all the pieces that you need.
I mean, you said it, everyone's an individual. Everyone, is different in their own right. And now at Brickworld, I'm going to be chucking Bricklink bricks. If you haven't gone it, here you go.
Friday Night Bricks is also here. Good evening, Reed. Keep going.
Hola. I'm saying this. I'm saying that there is a brilliance, in the individualism, with people being different. I've had this conversation again with adults, that there are a lot of people in the AFO community that are introverted. They build these grand, magnificent things, in the comfort of their home, in their pajamas and in their tube socks. But where is that? I've had people could tell me I could sing, all right, but I could really sing. Oh, all right, that's cool. But I sing, but you can only sing in the shower. Where is you taking that talent and putting it up on a stage? The same thing, I say that analogy, the same thing with Lego. Like, a lot of people, yo, man, I want to share this. Yo, I built this. And I'm like, well, dude, how come you're not taking this to Brickworld? Or any other? Why ain't you? And that's why me and others included are here. To really, we're not making you do something you don't want to do, but we're going to convince you. We're going to resolve this, whatever wall, whatever thing that's stopping anybody from exhibiting. We got to stop that, because it's really needed. We need to, whether you're introverted, you don't know how to express yourself, but you do with Lego. I think a Lego MOC, says a lot about, the individual.
100%.
We're certainly not going to build, grenades and AKs now. But that's all about the buildings.
Right. A Lego creation is the window to the soul, as they say. I like the comparison to other artists as well, because like that's one of the things I've done my entire life. Like I've been a performer. I used to paint, and it's just kind of like all of these things. I see all these people, these singers, actors, comedians, artists. They need someone else's permission to do it. They can paint as many things as they want. They could take classes in acting. They can they go to open mic nights, but to be seen the way that a lot of Lego builders, a lot of mock builders, AFOLs are seen in this easy way. They need someone else's permission in the entertainment world. But this form of art, just come to Brickworld. Just come to Brickworld and show off your stuff and get to know people. And get your stuff out there, and feel free to that's what I would love if people would do more, is like keep building this online community that we have as well. Share your stuff on Instagram, share your stuff on TikTok, share your stuff wherever you feel comfortable. The more people see it, the more feedback you can get, and the more confident you'll be showing your stuff.
I'm glad you said it. I said it too. It's that word, show off. And it's a tough one, because people are like, oh my God, here goes, showing off. We need to break that, I think people that are really into not only inspiring others to build, it's also how to show people how to work with others, in like a different aspect of the community, or in the community, I should say. We need to encourage people. Yeah, man, show that off. Really. Nowadays, again, I don't get tired of talking about, people stuff. It's
and if it sounds cocky, just share it.
Yeah.
Share it with people.
I think it's very important in the Lego community, at least in that aspect.
Agreed. I do. Yeah. Brick Urban, it says luggage friendly would be a challenge, since I'm usually happy if it just fits in my pickup. And VMacaTech says that should be a game at Brickworld, Lego and luggage drop. Then Brickdad asks, do a pack your Lego competition, 4 identical sets into 4 identical suitcases. And then Brick Builds also says, for real, traveling with Lego is no joke. He does it a lot, and he's got quite an elaborate setup. So VMAC Attack has another question for you. Do you have a signature nice parts usage you've found yourself sneaking into builds?
Oh, I'd say there's a few. You know, I usually shout outs to Mark Cruikshank from season 1.
Yeah, Mark.
He's just my guy. He is that guy. So he said something. He said that at least, you know, every single Lego builder, has like at least a box or something of like cool, rad, like pieces and stuff. I just so happen to have like 3 or 4 of them, maybe, like in these little containers. I keep, just those pieces where I'm like sorting, I'm just working whatever out. And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna build with this. Like it's already in my head. It's like a seed that's implanted. I'm gonna build with this. I don't know what it is. I don't know what I'm doing, but something's gonna turn about.
Yeah.
I would say this again, just get into like the minuscule of things. I think me just playing around with this, what is it, 2 by 3 or 2.5 window, circular window.
Oh yeah, 2 by 2 by 2 and 2/3. You got it.
There you go. I don't ask me how I did it. I think I did a video. You could catch it on my TikTok. On the video, on the pieces dropping.
Yeah.
But I would like to say, and I've used a few different that right now that's like my current one. But I know I have a few.
Awesome.
Yeah, I do. My goodness, man, do I got time to share this stuff off?
Sure. In the meantime, Brick Dad Build says Brickworld collaboration builds is a great place to start as an attendee. As an attendee, I will say, though, don't spread yourself too thin. It's very easy to get excited about what you can do, the people that you met, and then just dedicate yourself to too much and not be able to deliver your best on all of them. So make sure you choose your projects wisely and don't overfill your cup, I'll say. All right, you go right ahead, Manny. What you got?
I co-signed that. So when was it? I think it was in 2020, 2021, when people really didn't have nothing else to do.
Yeah.
But sort your bricks. We did a daily brick challenge where you had to use one single piece.
Oh, that's cool.
So I actually spawned this one. This was day 14. This was out of this world. And this was just using 14 pieces. I mean, shoot. Shout out to Moto. Oh my God, we got Moto. So yeah, I would pride myself on this one. And I did this one, which is supposed to be like this, miniature football field of sorts. Let me see if I could.
Yeah, I know.
And I used the ninja samurai, swords. And this is so illegal. But I just thought it was a cool application. I just thought it was neat. And these when these pieces came out, these Mario 4x4 with
bases.
I thought these were great.
Yeah,
I
me
thought
too.
These were great.
I do like.
So
those.
guys out there, I'm a minimalist. I like building things like on such a minuscule. I think that there is a greater Lego mastery when you build a map of the world, with 20 pieces versus 10,000. That's just
yeah, 100%. No, I totally agree with that. I'm not very good at it. But when I was forced to build small, like working for Legoland, or when I do something like this for the Gujic for Brickworld, people are like, you should build small more often. I'm like, I can't unless I'm forced to. So that's I wish I could be more minimalist. Real quick, this is what we're going to be doing tonight. Tonight's show is brought to you by the letter G. And the first topic here is give me a guess. Maybe. Yep, we sure do. It's Manny. He's here. We've been here for 34 minutes so far, so we already took care of number 1. Goings on. Is Ben on time? No. And Ben probably won't be here. So somewhere between 8:15 and 8:45. Again, Manny, if you got to go before then, that's totally fine. I manage this by myself. I might send some texts out to some other people, see if they can jump in the meantime. But you do what you need to do. Appreciate you being here. Number 3 is got builds, and we're already getting ourselves into that. So we're going to get you seeing some other stuff that you've built recently, Manny, in just a second. Topic 4 tonight is going to be, I wish there was Lego news, because it's really trickling slow this year. We had like a fire hose of Lego news last year. This year, not so much. Number 5, Glutton of Guys. And no, I did not name that segment. Ben did, but we'll go over that segment when he gets here. 6, we're going back to gross misrepresentations, and we'll talk about why we did that this week when we get to that segment. 7, golly, I don't know. Sounds to me like a close call. And number 8, our last topic of the night, will be get on back next week. So, Manny, what we like to do on this show is we have walk-up songs. And unfortunately, I did not have the time this week to write a walk-up song for you. So I'm just going to play one of our fan favorites to give you a couple minutes to choose what you want to show us. And on the other end of this song, we'll see your latest creation.
Bam! A new Lego set, can't wait to see. Oh, it's peely bomb, okay, what could it be? Half banana, half bone. It's a bonkers sight. Be it stupid or cute, it just doesn't seem right. Guts, oh, what a sight to behold. Little brown splatters, stories untold. Is it a bruised banana or something else? How did Peely Bone end up on the shelves? A banana with a skeleton, what's the deal? A mashup too wild to find the appeal. He's not a doorbell, don't say ding dong. Every part of Peely Bone is just plain wrong. Don't say ding dong, don't say ding dong. Just plain wrong, just plain wrong. Don't say ding dong, don't say ding dong. Every part of Peely Bone is just plain wrong.
I will always blush when it gets to the last frame of that song. I'm not sorry, though. I just need to maybe go back to that and reduce it by 1 frame so it's not up there for quite so long. But Manny, there you go. There's your walk-up song tonight, Peely Bone. We got one comment I want to bring up before, a couple comments to bring up before we look at your creation here. Chris Cummings says, hi there. YouTube helped me learn how to share beyond those book reports in school since I'm very shy, but I love hearing others' personal journey with Lego, which is awesome. VMac Attack says, who has 4 identical suitcases? Al Goff says, did the drama they brought into the show bother you?
Well, I'll start with that one. That last question. The drama, I guess it was needed. I guess, it was just part of that installment. It's a Hollywood production. What would it be if you didn't have that? Mm-hmm. Especially with, whatever twists, whatever, things that they changed up, throughout the challenge. I think it's all real world. I think, Lego Masters was just great, represent things that could just happen, in any setting. I mean, shoot, you could have, like a midterm paper and all of a sudden, you got to change it. You got to, do something different. So you learn that. I definitely learned that on the show. The drama, it was there, but then it was up to you whether you wanted to roll with it, if you wanted to, go with those punches. Me and my dad, we were just having such a great time. I think, they let us go because we were having too much fun. If anything, our time was cut short. And as far as the suitcases, I do have 2 Lego suitcases, but they're not the same. I have the Lego studded one, so I mean, I'm pretty sure somebody could buy 4 of those now.
Sweet. All right, so talk to us about what you built. I'm actually going to run for a second because I just realized I've been reminded by the hound back here. I forgot to feed the dog. So talk for a couple minutes. It'll only take me a couple seconds to feed her. Talk for a couple seconds, show people what you built, and I'll be right back.
Of course. Again, to all that's tuning in, thank you for being here with me and Mark. How we were talking about earlier, yes, your boy Manny. I am a fan of doing minimalist stuff. This is another one that I wanted to show off and showcase to you guys. This is Emerald City, and I built this out of 31 pieces. Is this recent? No, this is actually about 3-4 years old. But probably one of my favorite small builds by far. I mean, I really pride myself on doing like small scale builds, and this is 100% A+, one of my faves. But besides that, again, on a larger scale, if you guys can see, let me see if I can turn this camera down a bit. But here, I have created a city-style module. It's a corner store. I have the store down here, and it has 2 apartments up top. I mean, this thing is just loaded with so many different things. I could open this up here, and sometimes it gets stuck with the levels of the studs. But as you can see, each level actually goes into all the apartments. And this thing is travel worthy, so it actually pulls apart, and
Wow.
I could put it in a suitcase. Let me close this up. But I've actually had this conversation with other Lego masters, and they all agree that once we start getting ready to do a Lego show or whatever it is that we're building, we start thinking and we start being realistic on applying the sense that, listen, we got to travel with this, and anything can happen, you know, in that travel. So we build things with that sort of mindset, integrity, that like whatever happens, you know, when it's time to set up, we know the connections, we know what it is that we're gonna put together, we know where these pieces are coming from. Sometimes it's not that easy. And if anybody in the comments can please agree or share if they've had any experiences traveling with something that it broke apart and then they couldn't build it quite the same as when they brought it. Mark, has that ever happened to you?
So yes, the first year I lived in California, this is how I started learning how to get the what's it called, the my builds into a suitcase. I took all my creations, I threw them in a giant moving box. I covered it with packing peanuts, and I brought it to UPS, and it showed up in just a complete pile of obliterated brick. I mean, it was just it was. I don't think anything was still really together by the time it made it to Chicago. As a matter of fact, the box was ripped open and pieces were like falling out the side on my parents' front steps. Yeah. So, and I'm a kind of a stubborn person. I had asked for a 2-table full walk around, and so I spent the entire week like putting it back together. It was like probably the least fun Brickworld I ever had, because I spent the entire weekend trying to get it back together. We got a good wow here from Amy Schultz. Amy Schultz, good evening. Chris Cummings asks, is there a college course in Lego? Get Cooped is here. What's up, Coop? Brick That Build says, we plan for the travel damage. I always come home with extra parts. Oh, always. I've got quite a few things that just shed. Manny, I don't know if you were there the year we did it. I think it was 2016. We did like a 1-to-1 scale potion shop that you can like walk into. And I built a crystal ball. And so it was just a giant Lol sphere out of 1x2 transparent plates. And then I brought that to like, I think 4 shows, and I stopped bringing it just because like so many pieces had fallen off of it. And I didn't want to have to go back through and figure out where they went in the actual sphere. So I was like, all right, this thing's just done. I still have parts of it that I never even like fully took apart yet, because it was just a lot of work to do that much. Cause it was like, it was about, this big, about the size of my head, but fully spherical. And that was definitely a lot of work. I've had a lot of breakage problems. I used to move stuff for an LCP, a Lego Certified Professional. Used to design stuff for him in my condo, and then have to bring it somewhere and just have an SUV to throw it into. And like there was like no time to plan for packing, and so I'd always have to like rebuild it on site. Have you had this happen to you?
Yes, I mean, there's certain things that I've traveled with. I mean, right after Lego Masters, I did like this tree house, and by all means, I thought it was simple. It sits on a 16x16 base plate, and I'm like, yeah, this is doable. And I remember every single time that I traveled with it, it didn't matter whether I checked it in or, it was carry on, through the airport. Every single time that I opened it up, the house itself was just all right. All the leaves were, everywhere. And then, I'm setting it up and I'm asking myself, where did this go? And where was this piece supposed to be? So after a while, I get into this, I think it's just the growing pains of building with Lego. Now, when I took it back home, after a Lego show, I'm like, you know what? This will not happen to me again. Right. So then you start reinforcing, you start, finding these techniques, and you have to find it. YouTube, I don't care if you go to find the pieces, for Christ's sake, and then really coming up with a solution on like, all right, systematically, logistically, this thing is going to make it to Brickworld, and I'm going to come back home it's gonna be in one piece. You could only wish, you could only hope for.
And you can try to plan for that stuff. I've started using. I'm just going to bring myself up again here real quick and show you a couple things here. I took a packaging class in college. I had a branding degree, and so I make my own boxes. Oh my goodness! Sorry, sweetheart. The dog came down to say thanks for feeding me, and I just dropped all these on her head. These are little like corner reinforcers.
Wow.
So I put these on the insides of the boxes. They can go on the outside as well, but they fall off. So I put them on the inside, and then especially since I'm making the boxes myself, and I have a like a size standard, like two 32 by 32 base plates, and since I'm like taping and gluing these boxes together, one of the things I do, and when we do this special presentation, I'll tell everyone where to get these sorts of things. Why won't this open? There we go. I reinforce the corners with packing plates like this. And these are also something like I use a lot of wood glue, but packing tape works too. So I have a box made like this, and I have foam in the bottom because you kind of want to give things a little bit of chance to bounce, because if there's no room for them to move, that's when the most breakage occurs. But I put this build that we did for Brickworld Chicago one year. We had a gingerbread village. We had a gingerbread village collaborative build, and like even with all this stuff, all this knowledge and all this like custom box and this foam in the bottom, and this thing fit like right in there, gave it just like maybe like just a quarter of an inch for like bounce. Well, I put it in the wrong space in the truck. I put it in the absolute wrong spot in the truck because I only had like, I don't know, it's maybe the convention center is maybe 20 miles from my house. But by the time it got back, it had bounced. At least this was after the show. It had bounced itself into every single piece that mock was made out of. Like the whole thing was just a pile of bricks. And I was like, but I know all this stuff. So it can happen with the most preparation. You never know what's going to happen to something on the way to a show.
Very true. I think that there's no right or wrong, but what you're doing right now, I think that is completely right. I mean, yeah, I think any first base steps that you could take, before, you start going, trying to run home, but you're not fully equipped. You get what I'm saying? You want to come to first base, with the
stay on target.
I've seen people, and I guess this is the thing with it, it's the development. I've seen people display, and obviously, we got to give them credit because it's their first time, and it's on a base plate. But then, when you see people that are displaying and they're on Mills plate or they're doing something, that's more solid, you're like, all right, this is not his first rodeo. This guy, I know he knows a thing or two because he's broken a thing or two while moving this stuff.
There was a guy.
I guess.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, it's needed. It's needed. Your guy. Yeah, tell me about it.
And that's what I'm talking about. Sharing resources. As I'd love to be able to do a presentation about this at Brickworld. Unfortunately, I don't have the time. I just have the video playing in the hall. But I would love to be able to share this resource. And like these things are so inexpensive. They sell them on Amazon. We have a friend from Norway whose name is Jens, who brought this like elaborate spaceship one year, and he had the suitcase packing part of it down. He had all the panels, and it all went around this frame that was based on monorail track. So he had the circles of monorail track that kind of held everything together. And as he was putting it together, like the final step of reassembling everything, for some reason he set it down and walked away to like fix the base. And it was completely cylindrical. So it rolled off the table and just completely shattered. Like all the work he had done on all the panels at home, like everything, there were pieces. And you know how that cement floor is. If you drop a mock on that floor, pieces are gonna they're gonna run away, and you're never gonna see them again. They will be 100,000 square feet away from you. Back to your mock though.
So yeah, back to this mock. It's squared. I think this actually is in the realms of like the big gray base plate. I think. Yeah. And truth be told, it has lights. So if you see some cables or anything hanging about.
It's beautiful, by the way. I really enjoyed you showing this. One of the things I like about it, and we used to do this at Legoland. It was an entire project for every little island of Legoland display was called Stories, and we just had to make mini landers that were interacting in some way. And what I'm enjoying about watching that you have on this build, even when you're not showing it at a show, is that you've got stories, you've got characters interacting, you got Spider-Man coming off the front, you've got a cactus man on the roof. You know, that's
Yeah.
it shows that you're having fun with this.
Oh man, you guys want to see fun. So this is the fun part. My whole when I started narrating this thing, and I'm gonna get there. I don't want to pick it up yet, but you guys are really gonna be impressed on where this is gonna go. Right now, we just have two solid structures right now, but this I don't even know which way to go about it. We could do this. We could take this apart.
Nice.
So we have this, which is just two, apartments, and we could keep going, and we could take this one out, and it has a lid here too. So let me show you the top apartment, which is basically, we have grandma in there, in her nice little cozy apartment. It even has a built-in bathroom. I mean, this thing has. I really try to catch everything. It has a kitchen. I mean, she's just chilling up there with her little TV, and the fun thing about this is that this door has access to this other part, which is like the stairway or whatnot. Let's put this lid back on here.
Stairway is awesome, by the way.
Oh,
when you showed that, I was like,
has a laundry room. Has a laundry room. Now this is the bottom apartment, and it's just the fam. You got the kid with the football, pizza. I got these stickers from Build Better Bricks, so I did like this laptop. This one also is equipped with a bathroom. Best thing about Lego is just repetitive, so I did one apartment and I did the other one, same layout, but just a different, like how you said, different characters on it. And the reason that I build like this is for kids and the playability, being able to be like, you guys want to play with it? All right, so here you go. There's no fighting for it. It's like, well, you want to, here, let's play with some Lego.
There's something I like to say on this show. Oh, sorry. There's something I like to say on this show, and this is meant as a compliment. Barf, this is adorable.
Barf.
I've got some other comments here for you in the meantime. You asked the question, has anybody had their MOCs fall apart on the way to shows? Ron Smith said his build from last year arrived as bags of brick. This year, I'm bringing it in his carry-on. He's bringing it in his carry-on.
Yes.
V Mac Attack says, Manny, really like the snot ladder at the top of the building. Any thoughts on continuing that on for the length of the roof?
To be honest, I am done with this build. I don't think that I would add on or take out anything. Once I give an X to Mark, and I have a question for you, Mark, and everybody that's tuned in. When people do build MOCs, do people keep them? Like me, I keep all my MOCs. I've had stuff that I built, 10 something years ago, and I still have it. This one's very special to me, so this one I believe I will have it for quite some time. But yet I've known, AFOs, I've known people in the community, they're like, no, man, I built this for Brickworld, and that was that. I need the pieces to build something bigger and better.
Yeah.
Which I dig. I love that sort of, mindset. I honestly, if I put my heart, sweat, and tears on something, and then I got to break it apart for something else, I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Well, it's tough.
I'd say
it's tough.
I do. There are a few I've kept together for years. I have one that's just about a decade old. I used to keep a lot of the Fabuland houses that I build together. And then as my skill grew, I was like, let's revisit this one. So I went through kind of a renaissance. Does that sound pretentious? Where I was like, let's take some of these apart and let's apply our new skills to the same sort of concept. And then a lot of what I've done is collabs over the years. So they're Mills based, where like they fit together with something else, and the only reason to have them is to fit with that. And then I have several boxes of MOCs that I keep in storage and bring to every show in case somebody doesn't show up or we need to fill some space. We've got some other answers to your first question. Rob Claxton, channel member, says, I've had minor issues with a build falling apart coming home from Brickworld Chantilly 2024. D Bishop has a question for you. Hi, D Bishop, by the way. Do you base your MOCs on sets or just original ideas from your mind? I love this question.
I do appreciate this question. My ideas on MOCs actually derive from a core element, a core piece. If I decide to build anything, or if I get my hands or my mind into something, it's because of a piece. It's because I want to use this element, this part, completely different from what Lego did. I
Yeah.
think that is the brilliance on being a serious Lego play. You know, when it comes
Yeah.
to serious building, it's when you take apart an element and you just rewrite the whole thing. You find
Yeah.
a different approach, a different use.
Yeah.
So that's basically where I get my ideas. Sometimes I tell parents and I tell builders, you know what, man, just build your own minifigure. You know what, build your own Lego land scale figure, and then create, you know, a world around this figure. Create your own
Yeah.
characters. I mean,
Yes.
building with Lego outside
That's
of instructions, it's as easy as that.
That's great advice. But the second best piece of advice I ever heard, because that was the best advice I ever heard. Second best piece of advice I ever heard was like, if you're looking for, you know, an original idea to come up with, you know, to get yourself moving around, like something that like isn't someone else's build or isn't based off a set or isn't based off existing art, just build the home you grew up in.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is really cute
Uh,
because it's personal. You know what it meant to you. You could add stories to it, and then you just work with structure. You know what it looked like. You know how everything everything was laid out, and you just have so you have a bit of instructions in your mind, but it's going to be original because no one's ever seen that house before or that apartment or you know wherever.
yeah.
Another answer to
That's
your
a
first.
great idea too.
I do like that. Yeah, that's the one. But I'm going to tell people what you just said. I love the idea of creating a character and then creating a world for that character.
Yeah.
That's because that just like opens up so many windows of opportunity of creativity. Like, what else is this,
Yeah.
what do you build? What if you build like a person in a draft suit with a tutu? Like, where does that person live? Like, what is their world like? Where's the ballet giraffe live? You know,
Like I like.
Go ahead.
Example, real quick. I love Ninjago. You know, if I shed a few pounds, I could be a ninja. But you know, you create yourself. You know, and you create your own character. If you want to be a ninja, you could be a Lego ninja. You know, but
Why
then
not?
you build your own Shaolin. You build your own dojo. You start building your own.
Yeah.
You know, thing. You start finding. But I believe that the hardest part about creating with Lego is finding the idea.
Yeah.
You know, just being creative, just actually finding that idea.
100%.
And it's not as easy as
No.
it's not that easy.
But
getting back,
yeah, go ahead. Al Goff has an answer to your first question. He says, when I first showed my stuff, I didn't know how to build in sections. It took a couple shows and looking at other people's builds before I got it down. And the first shows had lots of reworks. Brickworld Builds also says, I have lights and wiring in my displays. I've had it crash and break wiring that requires quick fixes to get one rebuilt, two rewired.
I'm telling you, the logistics on moving and transporting Lego.
Yeah.
Mark, I think this is a sign we need to write a book. We're gonna come out with a manual.
Let's do it.
We're gonna come out with a manual, you know, traveling Lego for dummies, you know.
Manny and Mark's manual. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. I like the idea a lot. So we've got some answers to your second question here. VMac Attack says he keeps his builds until so let me say it this way. I keep my builds until my skull gets to the point where the mock looks bad, or for collaborative, I will take it apart. Yeah, kind of the same. Reed says, well, the display at Chicago, I keep renovating Hope Castle each year. Turns 12 years old, but changes enough each year to display. So he's got a beautiful transparent castle. You've probably seen it. It's got all sorts of lights inside, and he's dedicated it to the memory of his sister. And there's all sorts of factions and all sorts of like, it looks brand new every year.
It's a great idea, and I love the story. There's certain levels to the creating of Lego, and I love it. I love all this.
100%.
And again, talking about creating the thing with Lego shows is that you get a chance to get all these second, third party parts. Shout outs to Eclipse Graphics, because again, getting to this is probably the only reason why I got a chance to build this. And I was gonna pick it up, earlier, but again, I had all this stuff on it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a tight fit. I mean, if I took this in here, I actually have the grocery store, I have a barbershop, and I have a sushi restaurant, an Asian restaurant. So how did I get this stuff in here? And truth be told, I do this sort of stuff so I could play with it, so I could actually get my hands in it, and I could, just play. So this is one thing that I did with this mod, which is basically that you could actually take these walls apart. So you could
Oh,
actually
nice.
get into the sushi restaurant.
Oh, that's very
And
cool.
again, the best thing about creating with Lego is the parts are there. You know, whether they're whispering at you or they're screaming at you, like, use
Yes.
me. You need to apply this to like whatever idea, wherever you're trying to get to.
That's why sorting is so inspiring for me, because you have bricks in your hands, you have a tendency to like play with them and find ways that they fit together that you never think of. So sorting is always kind of
Yes,
creativity time as well.
yes. And I'll show you the barbershop in here. You know, it has the guy with the robe on there.
Yeah, Eclipse Graphics has a lot of great original pieces to
Yes, he
really
does.
enhance. Yes.
And then as far as this is what we do. We basically take this apart right here. And
Wow,
again,
dude.
this is the importance of like really tweaking and really, refining and polishing,
Yes.
stuff
Yes.
that you want to display. Because I learned this also in Brickworld. It's not so much you showcasing, but you showing people and demonstrating how it works. How
Yeah.
did you put this together? How did you get an ATM? How did you get, yeah, and then this was the ATM that I did. I love it. Again, I'm such on like the mini scale. I have this thing just for putting the minimal pieces together and
Yeah.
making something grand.
No, it's fantastic.
What else we have here? We
Very
have this little
inspiring.
soda machine.
Cool.
And again, these are just ideas that I've gotten from people in the community, just stuff that's another thing. It's I won't say examining, but it's much more on really dissecting and really taking. We have to admire. Sometimes there's certain things that we miss in builds. We marvel at certain stuff, but we really miss like the small details on how
Mhm.
things are created. Yeah, shoot. I mean, this one I could keep going forever. This was just a delight. I actually did a art studio on on the other side. So this build right here, as you can see, it has the 2 apartments, a barbershop, Asian restaurant, a grocery store. Yeah, so this
Yeah.
one I put a lot of thought into it.
Oh, you
As
sure
you
did.
guys
I
can see, hope you guys
very
like it.
very inspiring. I love the way it comes apart so you can show the kids, the people, whoever, everything that happens
Yes.
inside. Back to the staircase. D Bishop says this solves the problem of where to put stairs. Brick Dad Build says that his main build is a play build. His kids play on it when it's home on the bench. This is the number one reason I don't have kids. No, I'm kidding. D Bishop says her husband James based a house on an octagon plate. James is very creative. James has a great display called This to That, where he takes existing sets and does alternate builds with it, and kind of
Whoa.
encourages people to like do something new with what's there, since they don't do alt builds on the box anymore. He's a total character. I love that guy. Brick That Build says, I love D2, of course. Like Mark's Animal Crossing worlds, yes, they're completely based around the characters. Al Goff says, the only builds I keep are my furniture. Al Goff builds a bunch of like pirate-based furniture and like really cool antique weapons out of Lego. We showed it a couple weeks ago. He built this pirate chest with a Muppet Theater inside. Really cool stuff. Brick Orphanage says, before you build, check to see if you can easily get a box that'll hold that size, or make the box yourself like I do. I switched from 64 by 64 modules to 48 by 48 because 16 by 16 boxes are much easier to find than 21 by 21. One of the reasons I started making my own boxes is because I used to use a specific box I would get from Amazon for something that I ordered frequently. And then they stopped using that box. I was like, hey, killing me. Good night, Reed. Brick Orphanage also says 16 by 16 versus 21 by 21 inches. That makes sense. Brick That Build says being able to inspire creativity with the builds, not just display for pleasure. Yes, it's exactly what we've been talking about. VMAC Attack says, I love that you put the work into the interior. All my buildings have interiors. The public rarely sees it, but I know they're there, and there's always a story. Yeah, very cool. Excellent. Yeah, go for
it. And again, I was gonna say, God willing, you guys will see this at Brickworld this year. I'll be attending. Fantastic. I'll be there. The best thing about this one is this one's mustard. I mean, this one is certified that it will fit, in the luggage, and that's exactly why I created it. So blocky. And saran wrap. You know, I've seen a lot of people in the community use saran wrap.
Yeah.
I've just seen so many different interesting ways on how people, wrap up their Lego. I actually started building. Where are they? I have one here. But
I feel guilty
the
about my carbon footprint when it comes to shrink wrap.
I know, because we use a lot of it. I mean, what else are you gonna do? You have to use it when you're traveling, and then you have to, unless you reuse it, unless there's another, way that
Really hard to
reuse
really hard to reuse that stuff. Anyway, keep going with your
This one, as you can see, as easy as you guys just witnessed, that I could break it apart and I could show. That's the same way that I intend to travel. This is the same logistical application that I put on everything that I build. I mean, there's nothing that I don't build in the sense of like, well, Manny, you want to show this off. I mean, you want to take this from the East Coast to the West Coast. How can we build this in such a manner that it's mustard? I mean, this thing because the last thing that you want to do is dish out, there's ample time for you to set up, but do you really want to rebuild something versus setting it up? It's again the growing pains.
Very much so.
And then the best would be, if somebody wants to join in and help you, but then you have a collaborative build, the Brickworld.
Yeah.
You thought you were gonna bring in the growth, but no, this is
impromptu collab.
This is yes. This is like everybody over here, like we just built this right now. That'd be kind of cool, We should actually give that like a chance, If anybody does like a hiccup, we should make this like a Lego Masters challenge.
Manny, every time you turn this,
to figure out.
Oh, keep going. 5 minutes to figure out what?
I was gonna say, if God forbid, somebody does have a hiccup or a boo-boo, the first. Then the challenge presents itself. Find 5 people, round them all up, see what you could create, before the end of the day, and submit it. Because I guess that's the improv. I think when it comes to Lego, there's certain things that people are ready for. There's certain things that we haven't figured out yet. I think that's the limitless possibilities with Lego.
Yeah.
The reason that I'm always excited with Lego, the reason why I'll never give this stuff up is there are pieces, right, that I've never touched. My hands have never touched these elements. But yet again, Lego keeps keeps introducing, these new elements. And there is an in between. There is, there's great stuff to be built. If we could get some of these old Technic parts, some of these, old pieces, and mash them up with the stuff that they're coming out nowadays. I can't wait, to see what's in store and what other people, come out with. Shoot.
Yeah.
I have a few ideas. The hard part is the ideas. That's basically it. It's just finding the ideas
and kind of like editing yourself. I was gonna say, every time you turn this, I see something new. This is gonna be a very, very cool build to see at Brickworld. D Bishop says, the Bishop family, I should say, says it's a family that builds together. It's a husband, wife, and son. They said in answer to your second question, do you take a mock apart? They have the 5 points firehouse that they use in their display is about 10 years old.
Nice.
Yeah,
I have a shoot. Do I have it? I think this is probably one of the oldest that I have currently. And the reason that I did this was back in 2012 when Lego did the TMNT, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle sets.
Yeah.
I thought the first layer that they did, I mean, it was okay to an extent. I'm glad that they did it, but I thought that they could have done more. I really thought that they did. So I took that idea and I just mashed it up, into a 16 by 16 subway. And I did like the street thing. And then I was like, you know what? This needs something on top of this. I did this back in 2012 and I had it ever since. It's just a small little pizzeria. I still can't figure out, like what's what, it's just pizzeria down here. I guess we'll put some chairs and a lookout. But yeah, this right here I've had for 12 since 2012. I think it comes apart. Yeah, this comes out, and I don't know what else comes out. But I don't think I'll ever get rid of this one either.
That's cool. And
Yeah.
reminds me a lot of stuff like the early before modulars were around. I was building stuff like modulars, but they were that about that scale. It'd be like a 16 by 16 footprint. And when the cafe corner first came out, it was almost like I had permission to build like bigger, not build like the dollhouse style that was open in the back, because that's kind of like what I wanted it to be, because that's what I grew up with, and that's what I saw like Lego sets as. And I was trying to build it like it would look like it fit into like the entire Lego universe. I don't know where I'm hearing sounds, but I am. Yeah, if we want to, we take a quick look at what I built this week. It's not a lot, so the Tainted won't notice much difference in it, but it'll be the first time you've seen it. So let me find my walk-up song, and we'll move on with that. But thank you for sharing that, because it's a lot of really, really inspiring stuff you just showed us. And I appreciate very much. You kind of gave me an idea, different ways to run even the show. I mean, you posed questions of the Tainted, and we got answers. And so you're inspiring us in many ways tonight, and that's why we share resources in the Lego community.
Yes. I co-sign that. And this is great. This is such a great opportunity. And this is something I needed, in my career, in my pursuit of just staying in the community, just being proactive. It'd be a shame, if somebody asked me, or what have you done after Lego Masters? Oh, well, I could have, and I should have showed, but I didn't. I'm not that sort of type. I don't want to live a life thinking, man, I should have done that. I should have gone to Brickworld. I go to Brickworld every single year because I learned something from it. There's something that I gain. Yeah. And if I don't, it's just a awesome chance to just get together with a whole bunch of people. And I usually get stuff after Brickworld, I should say. After I leave Brickworld, I'm like, man,
overflowing with inspiration.
Important. Yeah. I tell myself, it's like, man, that's why it was important for me to stick around a little bit longer.
Yeah.
That's why I should have gone to that. But then you go back to Brickworld and you tell yourself, I'm not going to repeat the same mistake. I'm going to make sure I go to this seminar. I'm going to make sure that and it's growing pains. It's all growing pains.
Very much so. I was going to ask you this, but I think Brick Dad Builds asked it better before we move on to my stuff. What is the one goal you have moving forward as a builder? I know you have lots of goals. You and I just talked about this, and I would love to hear you talk more about it. If you're comfortable doing so, give us shorter or longer an answer as you like, Manny.
My goal with Lego, my ambition and my pursuit, right, is to I'm not going to say rewrite, but I want to keep pushing the boundaries on how to build and how to use these parts and elements. I would share, maybe it's just my thing. I don't want to get too ahead of myself. I don't want to put too much out there, but there are certain pieces, there are certain elements that I plan on really using, and really I'm gonna be bold and say it and find the cure. Just find like that. Lego came up with this thing, but man,
get it. Yeah.
My pursuit is actually to I never thought that you could actually do this with this brick. And I'm gonna be like, yeah. I mean, by all means, please come contribute. Let's keep finding this resolution and solve this. Is there a problem? No, I think it's just the ambition. I think everyone that does MOCs and everybody that's involved in the AFO community, we're highly ambitious. We're highly motivated, and we just got to keep pushing that. We got to keep, not overload the boundaries, not step on people's toes, but at the same time, just recognizing, what people do and adding on to it and opening up yourself to be like, you know what do you think of this? I know it's great. I know this is hot stuff. You don't have to tell me twice. But at the same time, what would you have done different? I have no problem. If we had all night, I would keep this here and just have a thing. Like, everyone, please tell me what we could have done. And I would take that in, because you know what? The next time that I build something, I'm dotting all those. I'm crossing that. I'm like, somebody suggest. I am gonna, whether I do it exactly, maybe not. Everybody does things in their own but I think that's important. I think it's important asking for that sort of stuff. Like, please tell me what I could have done different, or do you think that this is right? Most people are obviously going to tell you, oh my God, this is amazing, this is great. But in the back of your mind, you know something that they don't know. You know that you could have done this. You know there was something that you could have polished, or you could have done just a little bit better. I mean, we're our own worst critics.
Yeah.
But putting yourself out there, you know, actually telling somebody, you know what, tell me what you think. What do you think of this? What do you think? Is this, you know, is this hot? Is this not? Should I stop? Should I, you know, do something different? And really take it in, you know. I think that's important. I think that really is.
I totally agree. We got some more
Especially
comments
for
here.
creators. Yeah.
Oh, 100%. We got some more comments here from the Tainted. Marty Becker says, really enjoying the conversation. Previous idea of building a childhood house is awesome. Never gave that a thought. Brick Dad Build asks, and I'm looking this up, where can we find you on social media? So I'm looking for your Instagram here. I'm going to pull up your TikTok as well.
Let me flip the machine. Let me flip the build here. And it actually says it. Certified Lego Boy is probably the glare going to take.
There we go.
You can find me on all social media, Certified Lego Boy, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. It's my name, Manny Garcia.
There we go.
And I mean, on my quick story. Thank you for asking about the social media. They found me on Instagram. You know, casting and the production. They were actually finding, you know, contestants to not only apply to the show, but actually audition and stick to it. You know, the audition was, I believe, 2.5 months. That it was like on the ball. You know, when they told you that they wanted you to do this challenge, it's like, what? You're not gonna do it? You're not, you know, gonna audition, you know, to be on this great show. So yeah, they found me on Instagram, Certified Lego Boy. Oh yeah.
Nice. Landon Bell says,
yeah.
Go ahead. What were you saying?
You could see everything. I mean, go to Certified Lego Boy and you'll see videos of all this stuff. So I mean, this right now doesn't do it justice. At Brickworld Chicago, you guys will see this and many more stuff. But you can find all my recent and latest builds on my Instagram.
Awesome. Landon Bell says, thank you for inspiring Manny. You've helped me build on my ideas for Chicago and my exploration into MOCs. It's awesome. Landon's a great guy.
What's up, brother?
Hopefully you get to meet him at Chicago this year. Real great person. Super Hawk Bricks as well. Staff members. They're also great people. Said they're late to the party, but so glad they could make it. Hey, Manny, miss you. That's Josh and Lindsay.
I miss you too, bro.
Okay.
Miss you guys. Can't wait to see you this year for sure.
All right.
Oh, yeah, those are my buds. Oh yeah. Josh is my guy.
Love those guys. They do a lot for us. So and we appreciate them a ton and do our best to keep them inspiring other people. And they're helping me out a lot, not only at the shows with all of our interactive displays, but they're also taking care of my Instagram now since I'm too lazy to add stuff to stories and collaborate with people and just can't. I don't have my phone open long enough to do that. So they're helping me out with that. All right. So with that, let's go take a look at the small bit of progress I made this week. It's one of those things, Manny, where I've done a lot of work, but it was all like pulling out old structure and restructuring. And so it's not going to look like a lot to the people who have seen it before. But we'll have plenty to talk about, and Ben should be here with us soon as well. And here is my walk-up song. All right, so here we have it. This is what I've been working on for quite a while. I knocked my camera down, obviously, but this is a Fabuland Pagoda House. You see the Fabuland panda there in the doorway. I've been working on this for quite some time, and I decided recently I needed to reconfigure the landscaping, and so that's what I've been working on. I tore it apart last week, and then this week I only had an hour or so today to put things back together, and so I put more work into my my build last week than I had in a long time, but it was all like restructuring and kind of tearing things apart. So I'll move some of this stuff out of the way so you can kind of see the area that I'm working in right now. I've got another mock here off to the side that's taking up space. I hope I don't Larry anything and knock stuff off, but basically been working on this for a long time, and I tore this entire section here out because I wanted to expand this side of the waterfall and kind of get a small pool up here to a bigger pool down here, and the water just kind of flowing this way. So I added an entire section. This section right here, the 16 wide section here all the way back is all new. So I'll stop talking about my own stuff and see if you've got anything that you see, Manny, that you want to comment on.
Well, you know what? First off, let me take my stuff off my, because I don't want to see this no more. I want to see now I'm tired of my stuff. Now I'm a marvel at yours now. Wow.
Your stuff is beautiful, man. I'm so glad you brought it.
Wow, I think this is it's heavy. I think it's great. Truth
heavy.
Be told, the most impressive thing, it's the idea, that you beat everybody to it, that you did a Fabuland, character, and then you created this world. This is really like the true essence on what it takes to build outside of instructions. This is serious play. This is I think, again, this is not a contest on who's better. It's
not at all
motivating. It's more motivating people on how you could create with Lego, because this is actually like a very cool idea. It's neat.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm pretty sure more this inspires more people to do this sort of stuff. Like, now I want to pick a Fabuland character and build his own world. This is great. This is right.
I'll make sure I bring you some options in Chicago. I'll bring some figures just for you, Manny.
This is I'm impressed with this one. And obviously, people will ask you what's the piece count. Do you even care for that sort of stuff? You just
No, I have no way how to tell. I'll tell you one thing. We had to our marketing department at Legoland kept asking us, like, how many pieces are in it? How long did it take? And we're like, well, we can tell you how many hours because we have to book our hours. That's no problem. So we actually had that. We had to like track how many hours. We were given a budget of hours, and then we were given a project code, and we had to like claim our hours every week. Otherwise, we wouldn't get paid for them. Blah blah blah. When it came down to the piece count, like, there's no way we were going to sit there and count each piece that we were gluing. It just doesn't. There's no way to do it, even if you have the plan in front of you. And our programming was just layers of studs. It didn't tell you where the bricks changed. You just had to count the studs and get whatever bricks would fill that area. So what we ended up doing is we would weigh the model and divide it by the weight of a 2x4 brick.
Okay, so it was all on weight then.
Yeah, well, we were just basically like, I guess, like the average brick we use is a 2x4. I don't know. So I think at one point, like as I was transitioning into art direction, they got one of our builders to count the pieces he was taking out before he refilled his containers, so that when he was done, the last round of container filling, he can get like the difference. But yeah, that was basically something that because they needed to prove it to corporate that we were, spending the right amount of money on creations. But anyway, enough about Legoland. So this has kind of been like a labor of love for me, where it's like I've reconfigured this so many times, and like there's so many things I've been dissatisfied with, and I've just started over basically. And kind of the entire house used to be in a different configuration as well. It was kind of in like a tri-wing sort of. Oh, bless you. That was me last week. I had the worst allergies. I kept like sneezing, or maybe that was Wednesday night. I don't remember which stream we did where I was sneezing like crazy, but allergies have been really bad this year. But like just going back and forth, like, well, this isn't working, so I'm starting over, and just kind of like doing my best to be tenacious about it. VMAC Attack having seen previous versions, says, hope you kept those trees. They're behind the Animal Crossing TV. Yes, they're very safe. They're not going to make it their way back in until we have all of the landscaping finished. But yeah, for me, it's been a lot of back and forth. But since I've spent 2 years on this,
and it may be the first thing I've brought to the first completed thing I brought to Brickworld in a while. Since I've owned the company, I haven't brought like any single creation that is complete and mine alone. I want to get right because, like, you first of all, you only live once. Second of all, it's like why not put the time into it and make exactly how you want it to be? Because I have an excuse for not bringing something. I have to run the show, so I run out of time. I run out of time. It's not about being lazy. It's about just not having the ability to do so. So I'm like, I'm gonna work on this till it's done. If it goes this year or not, so I want it to be the vision that I see in my head. And unfortunately,
Yeah,
it's taken a couple of years. The vision in my head keeps changing.
you see the weird faces that I'm making. It's because you're hitting it. I wasn't gonna cut you off. I wanted you to finish what you were gonna say, but you actually beat me to it, Mark. I was gonna ask. I'm pretty sure. I'm assuming that you do have a vision. There is something in your mind. You're seeing, and right now you're manifesting this thought with these bricks. And but the vision, the picture continues to change.
Yes.
I don't want to tell you to fine tune or to pinpoint, that exact vision. But can you please do it so you can can you please figure this out, bro? Because this is it's very impressive. I think the idea, I think the motivation, the greater motivation, I think would be let's finish this up, put a bow on it, and take it out and show it off. That way people could get the sense of like, you know what, when it comes to Lego, this keeps it's innovative. It's the ideas. This gives the fans and the people in the community like, yo, it gave me the idea to, get a Fabuland character and build off of that.
Thank you.
What was I gonna say? I know that you have like this. I know that this has a finishing. I know you have a vision for it. I mean, I even love the character, the colors. I mean, the whole thing.
Thank you.
With the colors, it's making sense. I can't wait to see it done. I mean, if you need any help, man, call me. Call me.
I definitely will.
But
this might be a thing where I'm like, this is the idea.
Impressive.
It's that 5-minute challenge you were talking about earlier, where I'm like this was the idea. This is how I'd like to see it finished. But here's a bunch of pieces, and just like let a bunch of people at it, like finish Mark's mock, like so that can actually be seen at Brickworld.
Yeah, this is impressive. I love it. I love the color. I mean, once I saw that lilac, and these are new color waves as well. And did Fabuland back then have these colors? No, right?
No, goodness, no. Yeah, I even do quite a bit of
interesting.
Like. Yeah, go ahead.
It's interesting
I can talk
seeing these new
pastels.
Yes, mixed in with the Fabuland windows, and it's
there's not a lot of original Fabuland pieces in here. Like they were all in like the basic red, blue, and yellow, which are like I can't handle that. But like even let me see if I can get this going. Come on, hold on, sorry.
Well, it's a cool character. I think I got like 2 Fabuland characters here somewhere in the.
Let me see if I can do this. There we go. So like what I did with her is I took off the original Fabuland arms and put actual minifig arms on it, and then cut up a Harry Potter cape so that she also has like a cloak that she can wear in her pagoda house. Man. Yeah,
that's dope.
I've done that with a lot of my
I like it.
With almost all of my Fabuland characters that I put in anything. I put different arms on them because then it gives me the opportunity to kind of add some of these newer colors in, because Fabuland was made during a time of very basic Lego colors. Fortunately though, they had like green torsos and lime green legs, and like so I do have some newer colors where like Fabuland was the first place where those colors showed up. So I do have some pieces in that I can work with when I'm creating more of a Fabuland world. But that is kind of the theme that initially inspired me into building, and the theme that I enjoy the most building in. And it's been something that's been very important to me to keep building. And it's just like kind of a compulsion. Brick That Build says, seeing Mark's build complete will give a whole new attachment to the show owner and chief brick officer. Public needs this as much as Mark does.
This is Man, Mark, if there's anything, you know what, I'd be the first one to put it out. If there's anything, any way that I could help, or contribute, and this coming out to Brickworld, I mean, very impressive. I dig it. It's the idea for me.
Oh,
Just the idea. I love the idea. Now I can't wait to like find a character and just go on this route. On
and
just
speaking of
creating something for a character. This is great.
like stories and interiors, there's something about this that the way I was building it, especially since I had that I'll just say it this way, that bug up my ass about like making this the way I wanted to make it. I've always
I didn't
wanted
even
to
know
like,
they had a patio. Wow.
oh yeah.
Oh my Lord, you got me on that one. I'm like, wow, that has a balcony and everything.
So it's a little bit
Oh,
harder to
that's so
see this.
sweet.
We'll see if I can, and the dog is sleeping right in front of the camera. See if I can get this shown here. But I did a bunch of furniture for this.
that
Oh, there we
is
go.
nice.
So I've got like I don't know what just fell out, but it did. Got
Something
like
it looked like the door slid.
oh,
But I
that's
see
exactly
those
what happened.
chairs.
Thank you.
I see those Fabuland chairs, and
Yeah.
that is what I'm talking about. It's like taking like the old school and again that we have to be realistic. You could be a Lego expert, Lego master. I know for a fact that there are certain bricks and elements that most of us haven't even touched or seen.
Yeah. Oh,
It's
good
happened
point.
to
That is
me.
what you were
It's
just
happened
saying.
it's happened to countless, people that I run into, countless builders. I share a piece with them, and they're like, "Holy smokes, is that even Lego?" And I'm like, "Dude, so that's why it's important on being communicative. That's why it's important on sharing, because it's
Yeah,
just you could build Lego since we were kids, but I know for a fact that there's certain pieces and elements that I've never touched. I don't want to say you, but it could happen. It could happen.
There's definitely pieces I've never touched, and like
Yeah.
I get that all the time with people asking like, "Is this really Lego?" Especially with the Fabuland characters. Like, is this Lego or is this Mega Block? And I'm like, don't fight. Don't fight them on this one.
Let me see if I can find it here.
It's just so
I have
old.
this. Maybe you could help me out here. Maybe the viewers could also help me as well. Getting back to like my little boxes of like cool pieces. I've had this element here, and I've been scratching my head ever since I ran into it. I guess it was, I don't know where the heck I got this thing. It must have been from like a haul or something. Trying to find a cool way on how to show it off. Let's see if I can find a clip here. Oh.
Real quick, while you're looking for that, I just want to shout out
Yeah.
to Ben, who's in the green room. I don't know if I sent you a text, Ben. I don't know if you're having trouble getting in, or if you need me to let you in, or if you're just trying to find the best time to come in. Oh, he is eating a sandwich. So,
you know what? I would say this, Mark. I was not going to let you hang by yourself. I'll be in here a few more minutes. When Ben comes in, I want to greet him, and then
sweet.
I have to run. And
It's been so amazing having you here tonight, by the way, and we appreciate it a lot.
Thank you.
In the meantime, while you look for that, go ahead.
I got it.
Go right ahead.
You
got it. All right,
I got
sweet.
the
Hold on.
piece. I just, you know what? I was looking for a way that I could hold it because I didn't want my fingers in the way. I was trying to look for like a piece that I could hold it. So this little
the ladle. Yes, I love that piece.
It doesn't say Lego on it. It doesn't say Lego on it.
It's a Fabuland. It's a Fabuland piece.
So this is okay.
Yeah,
so
I can. Let me find this for you. I know where this is. This is Peter Pig's kitchen from like 1985, I think.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm not getting my search bar on. Hey, here's a question for the chat. Has anyone had trouble using Stud.io this week? Because I have.
I haven't been on it since 2 weeks. It's been like 2 weeks for me.
Let's see here real quick. Let's just do Peter Pig. I'll find this hopefully quickly. There it is. Peter Pig the cook, not Peter Pig's kitchen. It is set number. Hold on. Let me get everything moving in the right direction here. Set number 3703. Let's do this. Add that to the stage. Right here.
Yes.
Check out the inventory on this. It's 2 parts. That's a lie. Oh yeah, and 1 minifigure. So it's right here. It's X234 yellow minifigure utensil ladle / spoon. It can't.
Thank you.
And there's also one in reddish brown in 2005 in this whatever Belleville set.
Wow.
So yeah,
Wow.
that piece has definitely
So
been around.
kudos
Yeah.
to me. Kudos to
Yeah.
me for not throwing it out. For me, being a purist. I'm a purist, and I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't want
Seriously.
to contaminate my Legos, with non-Lego. But
I wouldn't either.
I thank myself for not throwing this piece away.
So it was in Hagrid's Hut, the second edition. It was also in Pony Trekking, which is also a Belleville set or a Scala set. Who knows? Snape's Classroom. There was one in there in yellow. And The Wicked Witch, Madame Frost, a bunch of Belleville sets as well. And of course, one of my favorites because it has a walrus. Wilford Walrus visits Catherine Cat in her kitchen. Yeah, no, there's a lot of interesting, unique Fabuland pieces that I would love
That's
to
like the
work
first
in.
one. And you
Yeah.
can tell how organized I am, that I was able to pick up, like this. And I knew where the part was at because there's certain pieces that I keep, like in certain containers. And this has been one that I've had in this container. And I'm like, is this Lego? Is this non-Lego? But thank you.
Right.
For
Brick Dad Builds
I hope
suggested
I'm not the only one that's guilty of it.
when Brick Dad Builds for Sod, he thought it was golf club.
Yeah, that's exactly why I wasn't looking for the part. I was just trying to find a way on how to show it without my bulky fingers in the way. But
Yeah,
I'm that
that's
sort
the
of,
same problem.
and I have this one too. I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to design, something around this element.
I recognize that. Hold on.
Funny
That
thing
is-
about this part,
That's the
it actually
Lex.
fits a minifigure.
Yes, it's the Lex Luthor mech. What year was that?
Yeah.
2011. Let me
Yeah.
see real quick. Lego Lex Luthor mech. I think that's what it's
So
from.
expect a lot from me from this part right here, because ever since I got this piece, I've marveled at it and try to find different connections. Just try to find
Well,
a great application to do something. I don't know, maybe again because I'm on the minimal scale. But I would love to do something grand with this and make it part of something bigger.
I believe you DC'd
the
at it,
beauty
not
of Lego.
Marvel. Yeah. Let me see if I can find this one. It would be. They don't say cockpit. They say what? On yeah, they do say cockpit. Because I looked at the Lex Luthor. What's it called? Mech, but it wasn't. It doesn't have that piece. But I know I've seen it in something, and it was around the time that I worked at Legoland. And that was anyone in the chat recognize that piece? It's the condom piece. That's what I thought he said. Sir,
Let me get it out again.
I've got a couple questions. Oh, it's the whole. Actually,
Yeah, and it
I know
has
what that is.
What's up, brother?
that looks
What's
like Capsella.
That's a top for a Ninjago spinner that spins up in the air.
Oh,
Okay, let me see if I can find a technique.
Spinjitzu.
Yeah, but it's like it's air jitsu, I think, by then.
Air
Let's try this.
Jitsu.
So it has. So the connection point is actually just 4 pins, I believe.
Okay.
Wide. So what would be the stud width of this?
I don't know, but either way, it's not a prophylactic. I think 4 studs.
Let me take this piece.
There's no mold number on it, huh?
Let me check. Let me actually check. That is actually a good question.
Air jitsu flyers.
Oh
Thank you,
yeah,
man.
you know what? It does. It actually does, but I can't see right now.
Yeah, I
Can't
used
see
to be
it.
able to
Sorry,
read
guys.
those with
Let me
my.
see.
The part number is 18591.
What the hell? Nice.
You ain't lying.
18591.
Yeah.
18591. Found it. All right. There we go. Now, Manny, you've got your answer. This is why.
So it is official Lego. Yeah, this is official Lego. Great.
Oh, there's even one in red. Oh, dear
Mhm.
Lord, there's one in red.
Wow.
It's on the Ocean Explorer from 2017.
Yeah, the Technic set.
Okay.
It's like the front of the ship.
Why is it in red? VMAC Attack
It's
has a
sorta
comment
weird.
on that.
Weird. some sort of weird wave breaker.
I don't remember that set.
I don't either.
Yeah,
It's a
Air
Technic
Jitsu
set,
Flyers.
so, you know.
All right, so
Air Jitsu.
all the people in the house say ho.
Oh, what's up,
Yeah.
everybody?
Thank you.
These Cerberus, how you doing? Have we
I'm
met?
here.
I hope,
I think we
went.
did maybe once.
I've done
I
Brickworld
don't know.
Chicago 2022, 23, 24, and
Yeah, I think
God
we
willing,
did.
I'll be there
Yep.
this year. So I'm sure.
Yep.
I'm sure.
Yep.
Great seeing you. Thank you, because you are gonna take the next half of the show. This was great, Mark. I mean,
Oh, thank you for being here. Appreciate that a lot.
And again, I'm gonna admit, I was this excited that I actually logged in an hour earlier. Mark said Central, but I'm in Eastern time. So I'm over here already fidgeting with my market. I put it out. I'm like, oh my God, I'm ready. But then I saw the email again and he said Central. I'm like, I'm an hour early. I started twirling my fingers and then he sent me the text. Manny, I'll be on. But I was excited for this. I was looking forward to this. And
Yeah.
lots more, Mark, for us to share. Lots more for us
100%.
to talk.
We're gonna put a book together, Manny.
Yes. Yeah, dude. We should do like a manual of sorts, a handbook for
traveling.
towers.
Yeah, totally.
I feel as if we could get the community involved in this and make it like into one of those 1,000 comment books where everybody just
Totally.
puts in, their ideas on how to travel, and then you figure out, whether you want to tape it, use cellophane, or just I tell people, do not check in Lego. That'll be the worst mistake that you could ever do. Don't ever check it in. Just carry on with it.
Totally.
If you have
always
a duffel
carry
bag,
on. Don't hand it to anybody else. I threatened somebody once when they were like, "Well, you'll need to unwrap this," because I had it shrink wrapped. It was all transparent pieces. It was a model of a Lego antibody. And I was like, if you want me to unwrap that, I'm going to ask you to give that back to me. I'm going to cancel my plane ticket and I'm going to rent a car and drive this to where I'm going.
Yeah.
Manny, Ben can also add a chapter. Was that?
I say these
there we
ones,
go.
These new ones, to be honest, I wouldn't trust you putting too much Lego in this. If you do, it has to be like, some small stuff. Just because of the things inside, it's not a thing. This one though, as you can see, this one's beat. I've had this for a few years. This is an older one, but this one is just straight. It's just a box. So this you could just throw anything in here, and you have
the best type of suitcase.
This one's not so much like that. This is. But this one, if people could travel with something like this and try to like logistically fit what you could display with, you can't bring your whole room with you, but that would be my suggestion. I think that would be chapter 1. Carry on.
You can bring a lot more than you'd imagine. Like the buildings that I did bring once I did start doing it correctly were like giant. I brought a giant monorail station one year, and like all the walls were collapsible. All the corners were like their own towers, and it's like you'd be surprised how much you can fit in those when you have the need to.
Man, I think if you have the right amount of pieces, but then it's the weight. I believe with Lego, everything is possible. We could probably create our own suitcases out of Lego that has the MOC in it. Anything's possible. Shoot. We've handed out so many ideas today.
Just put some casters on the bottom.
I hope people had the pen and paper. I'm pretty sure people got some rad ideas from this.
What's nice about YouTube is they can watch it back if they didn't write it down.
There we go.
There we go. Yeah. Again, thank you for being here tonight. It's been very inspiring, not only in how to build and have more fun with things, but in how to interact with the chat, because I think you got people fired up, and I think Ben and I could take a couple lessons from that. To be honest, no offense, Ben.
I'm not offended. I was listening while I was packing, right, and I heard a lot of stuff. I'm that introvert in the Lego community. I'm that. Yeah, we don't have the same energy as Manny, but that's fine, right? We different strokes for different.
The best thing is sharing. I think the best thing, it's and this whole time, I've constantly said, I'll admit. I think that's important, just admitting, and we recognize that, and that's how we help each other.
Yes.
Ben, by all means, whatever I can't do, but you can, you're there to help me. And the same thing, whatever words you can't find, trust me, call me, and we'll say it, we'll get it. And that's the important part about this community. Mark, again, I couldn't thank you so much for this. And I'm gonna make sure too. I'm gonna be more in tune. You guys are gonna see me at Brickworld, and I can't wait. There's a lot for us to do at Brickworld. Can't wait.
Really looking forward to it. And everybody going to Brickworld, we will see Manny in a new role this year. And I can't tell you how happy I am about that. So thank you, Manny, again for offering your time tonight and for Brickworld Chicago as well. We will put you to work, sir.
We are gonna announce this though. We have to do a part 2. I mean, we can't just leave this like this. We have to do a part 2. So Mark,
you have to
please tune me in. Just send me whatever feedback. And good evening. And we have to do a part 2, part 3. We're gonna do something great for Brickworld. I hope everyone does stay tuned. And we're gonna announce it. There's a lot of things that we're gonna do this year. I can't wait.
This is the first step on a new adventure, 100%.
Yes. So again, Ben, you're gonna take the torch. Thank you guys so much for this evening. Again, I'm an hour ahead of you guys, so it's my daily clock is running to an end.
And he has a friend visiting, so he's house guests on top of it all.
Yes, I have a house guest. He's heard this whole Lego conversation. I'm sure he picked up a few of my ideas. And he's just cool. I have house guests that come over and they just sword, or they'll put like, I don't know, a gun in one of my minifigs. She could be a grand. People do weird things with my minifigs, and they do all these, But it's fun seeing the stuff people build with my Legos. Hey, man, look at, dude, that's a granny holding up a store with you. But it looks cool, right? I'm like, I guess. Yeah, that's what happens when you let people play with your Lego. But when you have a Lego room, what can I say? You guys have a wonderful night. And to all who tuned in, just make sure to keep logged on. Oh, yeah.
100%.
Love you, Mark. Love you, Ben. I will see you soon. And,
love you, Manny.
Yes, Mark. I hope to hear from you soon. Talk to you guys.
We'll talk. Definitely. Thanks, sir.
Awesome. Bye, guys.
Have a good night, man. All right, Ben. Hey, one question for you.
Yes,
you are. Made sure of that. Would you like me to just hit the button for the song, or would you like to talk to the people about what you did this weekend?
Sure.
While I go to the bathroom.
Sure. I will talk. I will take the torch. All right. Look at that full screen. So I was on the run. A lot of you knew that because we talked about it last week. Though this is the Brickworld live stream, that doesn't mean that we're shut off from the rest of the Lego community. There are other fan conventions. And one of the ones that tours sort of regionally, it's actually more across the United States at this point now, is Brick Convention. And since normally this weekend I go to Brickworld Milwaukee because my home show is always going to be Brickworld, they did have a Brick Convention event in Minnesota about 20-ish minutes from my house. So we talked about how I was signed up to do that and how I had sort of accidentally signed up twice, once personally and requested 6 tables, and then a second time through our lug because they were very slow to get back to me that indeed I was going to get 6 tables. I didn't end up with 16 tables. It was only 15, but that required a lot of transportation. And so when we were talking earlier, when Mark and Manny were talking earlier about whether or not you take apart MOCs, luckily for me, I had a lot that I hadn't taken apart. And since I had so many, I managed to fill all the tables with orange spaceships, with castles, with sci-fi, but it did take 3 car loads to get it all there, which also meant it took 3 car loads to get it all back here. And ironically, while Manny and Mark were talking about how to pack your MOCs or whether or not any of them fell apart in transit, I had a fully rigged pirate ship that fell over in the back of the car. So all of the masts and all the rigging is draped over another MOC in the back of my car. I didn't take it out yet of the car. I came down to get on stream first. so that we could relieve Manny. It was great that Manny and all of Manny's energy was here to cover for me while I was out. It's probably the most we've talked about Lego in building in quite a while. So that was really nice to be able to get to the core of our show with a new participant who, we haven't seen his mock over and over and over every week. So there was a lot more to talk about, which was nice to experience.
Wasn't it?
He's got a lot more energy.
Than both of us combined.
So yeah, it was very helpful there. BMAC asks, did the Space Pirate Lighthouse Laundromat make the display? It did not.
Forgot about that line.
I was close with the number of things I had. I could almost build a Space Pirate Lighthouse Laundromat if I just stacked 4 things next to each other, but not quite. VMAC gives a W and $2 for Manny.
Yeah, and he forgot to put in a song request. So if you want to hear a song, let us know which one. You've already heard Peely Bone because that was Manny's walk-up song tonight.
Yeah.
So is there a second favorite song that you have there, VMAC? Or do you want to hear Peely Bone again? Because we can certainly do that.
We can. We've got lots of other bangers, though. It doesn't have to just be Peely Bone.
100%. So we got lots of stuff going on tonight, Ben. Do you have mock progress show?
I did bring down the Rogue's Forge, so we can look at the tower changes if we want to.
Would love to.
All right. VMAX says he wants to listen to Daddy Ben. Maybe we can do that as our walk-up.
Sure, let's go for it. If I knew where it was. Let's see, KK. And
where's the
Yeah, there's 2 Daddy Ben songs. Does he want Orange Spaceships or does he want Daddy Ben is So Ohio? I think
he wants Orange Spaceships.
Yep. Where the hell is it?
Right here.
Daddy Ben, oh, he loves his space. Lego ships in orange, all in place. But Mara's size, they're all the same. And why that beard? It's just a shame. Orange ships, computers galore. Mara dreams of something more. In Legoland, where dreams take flight. Orange or not, they'll get it right. Daddy, your ships are lame. All of them look the same. And your beard, such a disgrace. Maybe just one short hair on your face.
I spend too much time working on them.
And sometimes you just don't do them. It does you working on them.
Yeah.
And your beard.
And my beard.
And your mustache.
I'll get back in the photo so everyone can see.
Ugh.
Alright.
It should be more like one of those French ones that is in the movies, like Squirrel.
Like a little villain mustache?
Yes, you need that.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mara. Thanks for the rant.
Or you just need
Good
one
job.
little hair.
It takes too long for you to build them. Focus, get it done, concentrate. Daddy Ben, one more word about your beard. Come on, Daddy, it's so weird.
And they don't have different size ranges, which they should. And they all have computers and it's disgusting.
Orange spaceships, make it end. Listen, friend, it's not a trend. Orange beard, that's the trend. Make it happen. I love you, Daddy Ben. I love you, Daddy Ben.
All right.
All right. I like this angle because we've got the weird mustache in the background too.
We really do. I'm like, that's Pareidolia. Wait, no, there's a weird mustache back there.
Yeah, there's actually a weird mustache back there. So
What the hell is that?
last week the big thing we were talking about was this tower. Let's see
Eh,
if we can get it out of the way.
it's like a horror movie. I don't like that.
There we go.
I love the tower.
So now we've got the changes to the tower.
so much better than last week. We won't
Yeah.
have to talk for it or talk about it for 15 minutes. Look who's here.
No.
It's Jesse's Brick Galaxy. Thanks for joining
Hello
us
again,
tonight, Jesse.
Jesse was also at Brick
nice.
Convention in the city, so I saw him. He brought the collaborative. He and Derby Bricks brought the D&D collaborative.
Nice. I like that
was at
collaborative.
Brickworld. Yeah. So there's sort of my big progress. Before it was, I completely changed the weird. I don't know if it was weird, but the arch formation and how kind of static and bland it looked up there.
Yeah.
We did this damage thing now and did some more texture.
Brick Dad build suggests that that's him lurking back there.
It could be. Yeah, that does look a little Brick Dad-ish almost.
Yikes.
But yeah, I still have that back there. I remember I told you where I got that, did I not?
No.
That was from Pat and Jessica, the baby ears gave that to me.
Oh, nice. The Baviers, as I like to say.
The Baviers, yes, as a joke, of course, because of the nice mustache that it came with because of the Orange Spaceship song. So fitting that it happens to be back there.
That's
right.
Awesome. That's excellent. I love it.
Yeah, so that's where we got on the tower.
I felt this too for a second. Maybe it's just the angle. VMAC Tech asks, is your thatch roof more cattywampus than before, or is it the camera angle? Either way, it looks good.
It is. Agreed. It is the same amount of cattywampusness. Okay. I did work a little on sort of how it raises in this section. Before it felt like kind of a straight line, and then it just kind of jumped up at the very end. So now it's a little more stepped, a little farther down into the tower. That's really the only difference. But the roof pitch and everything else is still the same.
Brick That Build says he likes the tower changes, and I agree. I like them as well.
Yeah. So I think, we're pretty close to finish now on Rogue's Forge, and we can move on to more hexagons or other such nonsense.
Even chonkagons.
So, chonkagons. Yeah, I ended up building some more medium-sized hexagons this week during our Animal Crossing, our Brickworld Crossing live stream. I got 9 more bases complete, and then I ended up using them for something completely different today. So they're not, they don't have any landscaping on them yet, but I'll have several more to help create, whatever sort of footprint we want with the MOCs. So here's just sort of a, quick
nice
throwdown of a few pieces of landscaping. I guess we could even wanted to connect this ruined tower.
There we go.
A little path right here with the goat on it.
Yeah. No.
Make a bigger scene, if we wanted to.
Yes. I love that. That's what I've been wanting for your builds for a long time. For everything to live in the same space. Oh, look at that. Yeah, how satisfying is that?
Got a little bit there. We need a couple more hexagons, but
yeah. We'll get to work.
Like so, and then I was also discussing with Jesse that the triangles, we said, we just call them triangles. I said, what if we call them flexagons? Because they're just space fillers.
Sure, fair.
So we can throw a couple flexagons in there. And there we go. That's a nice looking kind of finish there. And I could throw another module in the back with another tree or something. So
100%.
So that's where we are.
Brick Dad Build says, and I agree, the amount of growth and change over the original Forge ideas is great and substantial.
Yes, you can see it back there. It was actually funny because my wife was helping me move. My wife was helping me move these today. Even though I got angry at her briefly for moving the MOCs while I wasn't standing there. She did say when I brought this one home, she looked at it, this was sort of the sketch idea for where I was going with this. She asked me if it was mine. And I was like, you thought I took someone else's MOC home? What's the deal? She's like, it just doesn't look like what you normally build. It's like, okay, thank you, dear. So there we go. Chonkagon.
Let me rock
you, Chonkagon. I'm not sure what song that is, but I like it.
Neither do I. I do also love it. I just can't. I'm trying to come up with it. Let me rock you, Amadeus. Wait, no, that's Rock Me Amadeus. Honey, don't touch me, Lego.
So, yeah, honey, don't touch me, Lego. It's not exactly what I said to her. The whole thing was, we went back a second time. Shaka Khan. Okay. we went back a second time to fill up the car, and
Damn,
they
this looks
were
good.
they were busy trying to pack up the rest of the convention. Most other builders had left. There were only a few things left. Mine still had the tablecloths underneath them, so she was trying to move my MOCs so they could pick up the tablecloths, and I was
Yeah,
like,
as well she should. No.
no,
Kudos to her. No, kudos to her and not you,
No.
sir.
no,
Move your freaking mock so they can get the tablecloths.
I would love to have done that. And I was there to do that, but then she was doing it, and I'm like, lady, don't touch. So it was okay. I didn't yell at her much.
Benedeus, chunk me Benedeus.
All right.
Al says, I think it looks great, even if you don't think I'm a jerk. Even if you do think I'm a jerk, is what he said, actually. I don't think he thinks you're a jerk.
I don't remember calling you a jerk specifically.
He thinks he knows you're a Phillies fan.
Oh, that's what it is. The pesky Eagles.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Fair enough.
Yeah.
But there we go. So there's where we are with my builds this week.
Can't wait for you two to connect in person. Al, I'm wondering if you don't mind answering. If not, tell me to go pound sand. How did the surgery go, sir?
And we got the Chonka gun in the background that I haven't done anything new with, but this will be the week I'll be able to start on that. Still not sure what I'm making out of it. Maybe I'll work on some more of the medium-sized hexagons or the small hexagons instead. I guess it's the smexagons that I made 9 of. To fill a little bit more of this out. So we'll see. But anyway, that's where we are. We're already at 2 hours mark, and we just talked about MOCs the whole time.
I know. Well, we talked about a lot more than that.
You certainly did. Yes, you talked about packing. You talked about, how my MOC was about to fall over while I was driving it home. All that stuff.
Fun times. Chris Cummings asks, in the meantime,
I wish there was Lego news.
Chris Cummings asks, how about the song "No Lego Building Until a Wedding Ring"? Okay. Again, I can't place that to an actual song.
Me neither, but
yeah, let's talk about this Lego news then, and let's give it the time it deserves. Whoops, that's not what I meant to do.
Which is what, 15, 20 seconds?
Yes, that. Let's do it.
Yeah.
So this is the Iron Spider-Man bust for $60. It is 379 pieces. Item number 76326. This is not March Madness, so I don't need to do this. But let's take a look. There it is.
Yeah.
Copper Valor is back.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for joining us tonight. You were at the tail end of Manny.
Of Manny, yes.
Learned from Copper Valor on her live stream this week that she really likes our close call segment.
Okay.
And we're not going to get to that for a little while, but it's coming up within, let's say, 45 minutes from now.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, parts. I don't mind the amount of dark blue sloped curves we're going to get here. Do you think this is red or dark red?
I think that's red, though we don't talk
too.
about color.
We don't.
I kind of like the half circle with, I don't know if it's a sticker or print for the glowing eyes. The problem 100% is the price.
Yeah, so let's take a look at that again, which is what? $60 for how many pieces?
379 pieces. One minifig, though.
IP tax.
But still.
Well, let's take a look at this minifig. Yeah.
I mean, the minifig's fine, and the bust is okay. It's not like I hate the bust. I just really don't like the price. And the whole thing is they're like, well, that's what we're charging for the helmets, the Star Wars helmets. But those are 500, 600, 700 pieces.
Yeah.
No minifig. I get it. But still.
Here we go. Well, Ben, you don't think it's worth it?
You gotta decorate your bunker.
Right. Your smooth concrete wall house on your blank boxes with, again, some sort of like old tech camera and a mirror. No, it might be a mirror.
I think it's like a pencil drawing of like it's some stairs going up a wall that has like a weird shadow on it.
I think it's a staircase out of some sort of bunker.
Yeah, it could be. And what's with the glowing red, or not the glowing, but the bright red orb over there on the side?
You don't have one in your house?
No.
You're connecting with the people.
I'm straight out of spheres in my house, at least that kind.
I am
We've got a globe somewhere. That one's all red though, so someone suggests maybe that's a Russian Soviet.
I know. I was going to bring that up. Yes.
Globe here.
Deck. So Brick That Builds.
Yeah.
Hits us with the devastating news that minifig torso is not even a new print.
Wow, that's harsh.
Yeah. Ouch.
Yeah. Jesse says it is a perfect bust for doomsday prepping, though.
It is. That is what this seems like. It does seem like a Russian gulag. Yes. Algoff says it went good. I'm very sore where they put the battery pack in. We are working on programs for different parts of my body, but at my sister's house still just a few hours ago. Okay, good. Glad you're doing okay. Hope things keep getting better.
Right. And that was the nerve stimulator that
yes. So the E-stim implanted into his spine.
Not even good enough for stairs and a plant. Yeah, that is.
I know.
Or non-matching chairs. Like this isn't even the living room. This goes in your bunker.
The dead plants would go great in this lifestyle shot. I don't know what they were thinking.
Yeah.
Oh, you could also put it here in sort of a more warm environment, I guess.
I'm gonna say I don't know how you feel about this with the 9-year-old built you an ashtray.
Yes, exactly what I was about to say.
Pottery class.
I mean, to be honest, I was gonna say 7-year-old, but whatever.
And they don't let the 7-year-olds do it. It's the 9-year-olds that get to play.
We have a fern in the foreground.
We do. Only one chair though, so we don't know if it's mismatched.
It's not a chair; it's a bench.
A bench.
In front of what?
Maybe those are blinds. I think their blinds are in front of a window. Like some of them are turned the right way.
Vertical blinds. You're right. You're right.
Blinds.
Good call.
Yeah.
Algoff now, Mr. Roboto. Love you, brother. Yeah, same. Yeah, sometimes you got to be Mr. Roboto, and it's good that they have that now because it's saving a lot of people from chronic pain.
Yeah.
So yeah, here it is.
I was going to say the color scheme, even though I know we don't like red or gold that often, this to me looks very nice together. At least in these pictures. So I think this is if you are going to use those colors, this is a good way to do it.
It looks very Spider-Man-y. It's a good color combination for Spider-Man stuff. And I do wonder if those are stickers. It'd be nice if they weren't, but this shield in the center does look like a sticker. Let's see if we can see it more closely. I don't know. What do you think?
Print because of how far down it goes.
Okay.
But it's hard to know. Maybe they'll do only prints on these.
No, actually. It'd be hard to put a sticker on a piece this size.
I don't know.
I assume that's a 1x2. Oh, look, you can pose it. Great.
Can move his head.
That looks like a sticker to me.
It could be. Yeah, that does look like there's a little bit of an edge on the top, but it's hard to tell.
And just it's kind of like it's not as shiny as a brick would be printed. Yeah. But yeah, there it is.
There's a second bust, of course, though, so we can,
here it is.
Forget about the 379 piecer and step up to the 436 piecer.
Ooh, that's a better price per parts ratio, right?
A little better. This one's dark red and gold instead of regular red and gold. No dark blue, though.
Algoff says, I'll be a Borg soon, and I will assimilate you all.
Resistance is futile, everybody.
That's right. Bill says, how about the next news of all red and gold? Well,
yes, well, here it is.
Ask and ye shall receive. $60, 436 pieces, but it's 18 plus. Why?
That's important. I think it's because he has little little missile launchers that pop out of his shoulders or something. That makes him.
Is it supposed to be a complicated build?
I don't think so.
Dark red, though.
Dark red.
Fun slopes in dark red. That's good.
This one is a absolute buy from me when it's on clearance.
Eeyore Man? Who's Eeyore Man?
Well, the reason I think a lot of people are talking about this set is because Iron Man here looks very sad with that brow the way it is that goes straight across. He looks like sad Iron Man, not regular Iron Man. And I suppose the upturned mouth and chin piece in the design, doesn't help it.
So Copper Valor likes it.
It's not that it doesn't look cool. it's just not a great value, and that brow is throwing a lot of people off.
The brow doesn't bother me actually, and fun times. Let's see. He does look pouty with that piece used for his chin. Now that I see it.
Yeah.
Why was Eeyore named Eeyore?
Eeyore is something backwards. Who knows?
No. It's the
sure
sound the sound a donkey makes. Eeyore.
Okay. All right, you say so.
I do. VMAC Tech says, I guess I'll go save the world even though nobody cares. I guess I'll go save the world even though nobody cares. Brick That Build says, I've already seen new head. What's that?
Depressed Eeyore Iron Man. Yes. Yeah. I've already seen new heads MOCs to go on it. Okay. This one's good enough to bring upstairs, though.
Oh my god! But then why do you put it on what?
It's on top of his gold bar.
And
some newspaper, old newspaper, or maybe it's like
printed fabric bolts.
Maybe it's like shelf liner, like self-adhesive shelf liner. That's like folded over.
What's this?
Good question. It looks like it has a wick and or fuse. So.
Oh, I'm going to put this right next to my wooden stapler.
That blends in very well with the fake wood grain table too. Actually, that's probably a real wood grain table.
I can put it in front of my felt art as well.
Yes. Where else would you put it? Wicker Jenga tower is the suggestion from VMAC. That
Wicker Jenga
what it looks like. A little bit.
You have to unweave it until it falls apart.
Yeah.
New Brickworld competition. Yeah, this is who it's for.
Oh yeah, that guy with the glasses.
This guy.
Yeah.
And the thin mustache, but also it's not stubbly. He shaves that stubble into an outline of his face.
Sort of. It's kind of weird because it looks like he's got hair up above and then like a blank spot and then hair underneath his chin again. I'm not really getting it, but that's okay.
It's not just kind of weird.
But
Talk about chonky fingers, dear Lord.
Yeah.
They look kind of delicate here, but they look kind of like sausagey here.
They do. Who knows? It's a little, and from this angle, I don't think the eyes are quite as terrible, but they're still kind of sad looking.
Nobody cares about Iron Man.
$1 billion can't buy him happiness.
You could post this. Wait, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm not sure what we're looking at. It looks like he's got two little flaps on his shoulders that you can turn up.
Is that the action feature from this?
Yeah.
Hold on. Brick Dead Build says, on top of the PDF printed instruction sheet because the iPad battery was low. Oh, that's what that is. Thank you. Chris Cummings says, Iron Man looks like the person attending the drive-up gave him a real-world comeback. You're out of... I have to wait for the fries to be cooked. Yes, please pull to the second window. Okay.
It doesn't look like there's a light brick in this one. But that's like a popular thing with Iron Man.
Oh, thank goodness they have this diagram here. Now I want to buy it.
I was confused before I saw that.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Yeah, glad we had the same experience. All right, there we have it.
If I had to buy either Spider-Man or Iron Man, I think I'd go with Iron Man.
Okay, why is that?
Because I like the dark red color and the number of slopes more.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some okay pieces in gold. That gold also looks just like the shinier version, not the flat warm gold, but who knows? So yeah, it's probably the one I would pick, but I don't really like either of them. I want them both to be on sale before I consider getting them.
It's square.
Oh, well, that's exciting.
Yeah. Let's see. What else do we have for news this week? Nothing.
Yeah, nothing. There's still a lot of hype around the May the 4th releases, but no official news yet.
Oh, there's a lot of leaks this week.
There's a ridiculous number.
And a lot of things I don't recognize.
There's a few things, yeah.
Yeah, where I was like, oh, okay. I mean, it depends on who you're asking, VMAC. What's that? Yeah.
I'll tell you right now that the Spider-Man bust is wider than the Iron Man bust by a whole inch.
All right, so not VMAC Tech, Brickdad Builds asks, which one would we get based on composition?
Not partability. Maybe Spider-Man. It's kind of tough.
Probably Iron Man, I guess, because I like the Eeyore face now.
Yeah, I think the Spider-Man face is better done.
I agree, but
I
also
like shoulders, but I don't know.
I don't need these. That kind of like,
yeah,
do not want. I guess I would say
do not need, but that's all right. Yeah,
gun to my head, I think I'd buy Iron Man.
Yeah, fair enough. I don't think you can have a wrong answer because the real answer is I don't want either of them right now.
It's like this piece makes it look like his lip is quivering.
Yeah, he's either sad or frightened.
Why does nobody care that I just saved the world? Yeah, that's I see it. I see it. I see the Eeyore.
Yeah, definitely. I'm definitely into the dark red slopes on Iron Man. Great parts, just not a great value.
Great. Glad to hear it.
Yeah. All right. Well, what are we talking about? Glutton the Guys.
Glutton the Guys.
Okay.
And no, I did not name the segment.
You did not.
I didn't.
I know we like to have a little bit of fun with Mark telling us, or Mark getting quizzed about what something is in Lego.
Yes.
Like, what version of the UCS set is this?
Yes. I had fun with that last week.
Yeah, and one thing that we really talked about, and I'm going to bring Mark's up first because he has I'm going to Mark bring his up because he has a nice picture.
I do.
Is they've just had an insane number at this point with 27 actual CMF figures.
Yeah.
Plus several spin-off CMF lines. And they've had different numbers of characters in each one. Now they sort of settled in at 12 a wave instead of 16. But they've gone higher than that. So it's a over 200, probably closer to 300 CMS at this point. So the question is, are some of them so generic that they're like, who cares about them anymore? So I wanted to put some of that to the test and find out if Mark knows whether or not a particular figure is a CMF.
Yes. So before we talk about this beautiful banner, we have one last comment about the damn busts. It's like, what if this is the new style of helmet builds? Well, the Grumpfluencers would certainly rebel. I'll tell you that much.
If we lost the helmets.
VMAC Tech suggests that It's Raining Men and Let the Bodies Hit the Floor are the same song from different perspectives.
Interesting.
All right, so we got a drum roll for this from Brickdad Builds. Thank you very much. So CMF or no, it's shiny. So this is what happens now with ChatGPT. Not only has it gotten better at fonts and the words that we ask for, it's adding its own phrases. So I don't know why it thinks that this is shiny. Yeah. Yes. It had quite a few jokes this week where I'm like, yeah, you really know a lot about us. I think it really did watch every episode of the stream.
Probably did. It
really knows.
I hope it's been liking the stream.
I know. Like and subscribe, ChatGPT. I do wonder.
You guys can do it too, but yeah.
David uses this a lot to script the new website, and I wonder if it's talking to him about your orange spaceships and calling him the mayor of Buttland while he's trying to get this stuff done. Anyway, we don't need to start with mine. We just
all right.
Need the banner. If you want to go with your quiz, and then you can go to my quiz.
Here we go.
All right.
Mark, is this a CMF?
I'm gonna say yes.
Mark, is this a CMF?
Wait a minute. I don't get the answer first.
Mark, is this a CMF?
Yes, I think so.
Mark, is this a CMF?
Oh, crap balls. I think yes.
Mark, is this a CMF?
Damn it. I think that is.
Do we need 4 snowboarder or skier CMFs?
Who could ask for anything more?
Mark, is this a CMF?
No, you did that one. ChatGPT.
You're right, I did. So yeah, they've had like 4 different snowboarder or skiers And why? Well, we have a man and a woman, and then a man and a woman. So they, want you to be able to be into it.
Diversify.
But here we go. Here we've got the bikini snowboarder.
Makes sense.
Not a CMF though. Mark says. How about this? Was this a CMF?
There's something like that in Dungeons and Dragons.
Mm-hmm. But was it a CMF?
Yeah. Wait a minute. No, because there's a different phase of this character in the CMF version, and this is from the D&D set.
This is the CMF.
Ah, mother.
How about this one?
This is from Monster Fighters.
You're right. This is the zombie taxi driver. He is not a CMF. They have had a zombie CMF, and he was like Series 1, and he's incredibly expensive now.
And I believe he was a chauffeur because or the limousine driver because it was the groom and bride, the zombie groom and the zombie bride that he was driving around. Yes. Yeah.
So this one is not a CMF. How about this one?
What the ever living fuck is that?
It's an orc rogue from Dungeons and Dragons.
I don't think that was in the CMF line. I think that's from the set as well.
That is from the set. See, you're doing well on this now.
Yeah.
How about this one?
You made this up with ChatGPT. Not CMF is the answer.
It's not a CMF? All right.
No.
How about this guy?
That one is a CMF.
Yeah, so they had the space-only CMF line.
Yes.
How about this one?
Oh, this segment is fun we got from Break That Builds. Oh, F word. God. I'm going to lose it here. What else would that have been in? I'm going to go with CMF.
It is a CMF.
Ah!
He looks very weird. He's just kind of this space mech robot guy.
Yeah.
He was a CMF. How about this party girl?
Party girl. Let me think back to it. I can't remember if these were birthday sets or if it was part of a birthday CMF line. I feel like this is where I'm gonna lose it. Well, I think about it. Oh nope, I'm not bringing that shit up.
No.
Somebody just spammed us on Twitch.
Why not? Yeah. Get Twitch. Come on, Twitch people.
Damn it. I'm gonna say that this was a CMF.
This was a CMF. You are correct.
Oh, look at me. I got balloons again.
Yeah. How about this one?
Oh, dang it all. We just talked about these recently.
Party girl is CMF. Brick Dead builds, don't ruin it for us.
Get a good look at the torso because we just looked at all of these. Is there blood splatter on his chest? I'm going to say this one was not a CMF.
It's not. You're correct. They have done several pirate crew members, but this one in particular was not. They did a pirate in 27, and they did another pirate with a different style bandana. The one in the current line, the pirate quartermaster, has a really cool parrot, like a cockatoo with her.
Nice.
Though no one's probably collecting too many of those because everybody's off looking for the Wolfpack Beastmaster the whole time.
Yes, very much so.
Is this one a CMF?
Yes.
It is. Yeah, they have done the Conquistador line, but with this ugly gold helmet, this is the only one. They do, I think, have like a chrome-colored helmet in that Armada line. But this guy in particular is a CMF.
Jesse Viking says, "That be ketchup, matey." Arr. There we go.
Yeah, it kind of looks like ketchup exploding out of his head with that feather. Yeah, he does look like a ketchup bottle almost. How about this one? Is this a CMF?
No.
It's not. They have had an elf CMF, but this is not one of them. They had one with a snow globe and a candy cane. But this was not one of them. How about this one?
No, this is from the Unsung Heroes line.
Yeah. Brick Dead is helping us out here on Twitch. Banned her for that comment. Not a CMF, he says. You're right. This is the Everyday Heroes.
Twitch is faster for him.
Yeah. This is the overworked mom.
Yes.
So no, but it should be. Yeah, that is correct.
Good call. Hey,
Yeah.
look how much faster he is on Twitch. Why is that?
I don't know. Look how happy this baby is, though.
I know she's not happy though.
All right, is this a CMF?
Yes.
It is. This is the Forest Maiden, probably one of the most boring prints.
I love this figure.
And it's the old style dress, not the new one with the more curved back.
Exactly, and it's too tall for legs. Yeah.
And of course, the fact that she had this style of dress made her easier to identify when you had to feel the bags.
Yeah.
But her hair was also kind of slightly rubbery, so it was pretty easy to find her.
Couple things
by finding the big triangle thing and then the squishy head.
When you smush the bags to figure out.
Yeah. Is this one a CMF?
Ooh. I don't think I've ever seen this figure before. I know they've had a lot of clowns. It was the Leia hair in orange. I was thinking that. Dark orange. When you get prego way later in life than you expected, that figure was.
That's what that figure was.
Here's where I might lose it. I'm going to say no, this was not a CMF.
This is not a CMF. Brick Dead Build says CMF.
Is wrong.
You missed it. This one is, I think, actually you could build this one in the Build a Mini from the Pick a Brick.
Yes, and I saw that entire category and I was like, that doesn't count.
Yeah.
Oh wait, he got himself.
No, wait, not CMF. They have had 4 clown CMFs though. 4.
What's wrong with his pants? Is he wearing like a pom-pom skirt? I don't understand what we're supposed to be.
I think they're like those striped pants, and then he doesn't have like big shoes though.
No.
But why have we had 4 clown CMFs? Have people just been like
otherwise
geeking out about having a clown CMF? And wasn't 1 enough? Why did we need 4?
FW fans is happy the hobo. FW.
They've also had
Fort
Sad
Wayne?
Clown as well.
Yeah.
So maybe they've had like up to 5 clowns as CMFs.
Who knows? We don't need any more. I'll tell you that much right now.
Yeah. Well, I'm counting them here. Okay, we've had Sad Clown, Small Clown, Circus Clown, and Party Clown.
Yeah, the nose definitely
4.
threw me off. I was like, did Ben make this? Like, I really did not recognize it.
Yeah, so the closest one to this would be Ye Old Small Clown, which looks a little something like this. Here it is. And we got to click it. I've got to switch it to click it. Here we go. I've got to remove it to click it to switch it. There it is.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
That's a lot of work now. So that they did have a clown that was sort of like this one, but not quite. But this was,
I see that.
Like clown 3 of 4 in the CMF range.
Okay.
How about this one? Is this a CMF?
No.
But it should be.
I recognize this, but you made this one with me.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's cheating on my part.
Yeah. This would be the Otter Dad CMF.
What is he gonna do with that swamp tail or whatever? What are they called? Cattail?
Ding dong. This one's a doorbell.
It is a doorbell.
Got a cat tail that he's gonna like scrub his little otter baby with, maybe.
Sure.
I don't know.
I hope so.
One of the few that has a nose, Brick Dead Build points out. Yeah, I mean, part of it is it's got to be iconic. You got to have the red nose. Yeah, I was probably trying to find the.
You were.
The silly thing. I was trying to remove one screen so I could add the other. All right, is this a CMF?
Yes.
Yes, this is the Rogue. A lot of people call it the Wolfpack Rogue because he has the little wolf pack clasp. I have quite a few of this guy. I had this weird
I bet you do
style mask thing. So is a CMF, Brick Dead says. How about these two? How about this pair? Are these CMFs?
We made these together as well. No.
I didn't have a lot of time to do other stuff.
The urinal one is so sad.
I like the aimbot 9000. The aimbot 9000 cleaning. And what is he holding? It looks like a trans yellow 1x1, but why?
It's a urinal cake. That's exactly what that is. They're not too far. Why is the urinal so happy?
He's very happy. He's got 2 smiles.
D Bishop wants to see these. And I don't think you have to wait too long. I really think this is the track Lego was. Why is there a picture of a toilet on the tank of the other toilet? and another toilet on his head.
It's very that one's very meta.
Toilety toilet.
Yeah.
VMAC Deck says, if I know anything about public restrooms, his face is safe. Not if his face is there. That's why they put the B in the bottom of the urinal, because men like to aim at things. Now they have something different to aim at. This is really bad news for him.
Poor guy.
I'll just throw it back to this. 2001, Osama bin Laden urinal cakes. That's all I'll say.
What a great idea.
They did it.
That was actually the end of my gluttony.
Oh, okay.
You did really well, Mark.
Thank you. I think I hit 100.
Pretty much.
Ever?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna hit you back with it's it's gotten to that point, and we're gonna do this first before we get to my.
A wise man once said about Mark, you think he drinks water like a great white shark. About every 60 minutes, he's gotta go. Nature calls 2, sometimes 3 times a show. Hold the stream, he'll shout and dash. The show is live, but he's off like a flash. Instead of telling him you hold the stream, Ben provides cover, the perfect team.
Yeah.
But let's get into some of the news. Do you need the bathroom break before we go?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take the bathroom break now, and then 40 minutes later, I have to take another bathroom break. Like, hey, I made it 2 hours. Now it's like, well, now you're making up for lost time. So I'm gonna go. Oh, here's the right one, and I'm gonna use the bathroom.
Of course you are.
You're gonna go. Why don't you start with those? Because unfortunately, I have to use the bathroom again already.
Cool, go do it.
What's it called? What's BPH?
BPH.
Ben plays a tune 2 minutes long while the Tainted sing along. Keeps the show rolling smooth, no rush. Mark mutes his mic so you can't hear the flush.
Mark is muted, so let me unmute him.
The reason I mute myself before I go is because I like to keep listening to what's going on, but I don't want everyone to hear me pee.
Yeah, I managed.
It's been 60 minutes since I last went, so I'll mute it and I'll be listening.
Fair enough. Yeah,
You'll be listening to me.
Hey, Mark's gotta go. No interrupting the strange flow. He'll be quick, won't take too long. He'll be done by the end of this song. Hey, Mark's gotta go. Mark's gotta go. Hey, Mark's gotta go.
All right. Here we have it. Are you ready to play my game?
I'm ready.
All right, let's see what we got. All right, so Ben.
Yeah.
CMF or no?
Absolutely.
Absolutely what?
That's Abraham Lincoln from the Lego Movie series.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
CMF or no?
That one is too. The Alien Queen.
You are correct.
With the weird purple glutton head thing. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. How about this? CMF
Ooh,
or no?
They did do a Simpsons line. I don't recall him being in it though. Maybe he was in the Simpsons house, but I don't think he was a CMF.
You are correct, but he was not in the Simpsons house. He was in the Quickie Mart.
Okay.
Robbing it, of course.
Ye old Quickie Mart. Snake or whatever his name is.
CMF or no?
They did do a entire Halloween line that did have a Frankenstein-ish monster in it. This guy is held together by safety pins, it looks like, which is adorable.
Yes.
I'm going to say this one is a CMF.
You are incorrect. This is from Monster Fighters.
It is for Monster Fighters. They have done a number of Frankenstein-esque characters.
You are correct.
But okay.
How about this guy?
Sand Green. Ooh. That's an amazing question. I'm going to say no to him.
You are correct. He's also from Monster Fighters.
Okay. I think that what kind of suggested to me that he's not is the robotic monocle. If he had a regular monocle,
right?
Maybe. The
There's
robotic
something
one,
else
I was
going
like,
on. There's more story in this one, right?
Yes, he had more story going on.
Good call. Well done. Well done.
Yeah.
Let's see. How about this guy?
That guy looks to me, I don't know, he's got a Viking shirt and an orange spaceship. He's got a beard. It's almost orangish and glasses.
Actually has a
Star
beard
Wars
this
hat.
time. Yeah. So is this CMF or no?
This one should be a CMF or a Brickworld exclusive.
Yes.
But it is not either.
You are correct. It is neither one of those things. How about this one?
They did do like a team Great Britain Olympic like sub-series that, like none of us could get.
They did. I do have them all.
Okay, then I think this one is a Team Great Britain CMF.
You are correct.
They also did like a German soccer team one as well.
They did do one of those.
Who
yes.
cares?
And it was very easy to tell that that's what it was because they used fleshies. So I didn't use that one.
This is the ripped Wisconsin camping bro who's going to the Bucks game.
Yeah.
In his muscle shirt, but
yeah.
Unfortunately, this is not a CMF. I do love those arms, though. We do need those.
We do need those. I will be talking to some people about these arms for sure. How about this one?
Well, that's Dobby, and they have done a couple of CMF Harry Potter figures.
Yeah.
But is this ugly Dobby one of them, or is he in just some random CMF or a random Harry Potter set with his goofy pointy nose?
We do need that.
Brickworld staff show exclusive set. Ooh,
yes.
That'd be crazy. I don't know if Dobby was in the CMF line or not. Gosh, she's terrifying. I'm gonna say no. This one's not a CMF.
Brick Dead Builds agrees with you, and you're both wrong.
Okay, this one was the CMF version.
Yes.
All right. Oh man, so they had the acorn hat kid, but I don't think that his cape looked like that. Maybe it did.
Definitely need one of those.
They had him and he had a stealth mark figure. Hopefully I got one of those on the way. It's hard to know.
I know, me too.
Man, so I know that they did have an acorn hat figure kid guy, but I thought I don't think this is that one though. He's got short green legs.
Dark green legs.
Short dark green legs. I could turn around and look, but I'm going to say no, that this is not the CMF.
Oh, this is the CMF. I don't know what's up with the cape. But it seems to have like a leaf shaped. I had never seen this till today when I started looking up CMFs. I was like, I don't remember this. Maybe Ben won't. But the fact that like you didn't get it just because the cape looked a little odd.
I got to find him on my CMF shelf, but I don't want to ruin the game yet.
We could play a song if you want to go look for it.
No, he's right behind me. I'll look later.
All right. How about this one?
This one should be a CMF. This is S'more. This is S'more guy. We have had hot pepper person. We've had corn. We've had banana.
We've had carrot.
Pizza. We've had carrot.
Yeah.
We have not had s'more yet. We have not had a marshmallow.
We have not.
A CMF, but it should be.
It is not a CMF. You are correct.
So we need
this guy.
More of that.
Yes, more of that, please.
Yeah. This one is not a CMF. You thought you could sneak the wolf. Everybody knows what the Wolfpack Beastmaster looks like.
I thought I could sneak it. I thought I could sneak it past Manny. I thought he'd be on all night.
Oh, okay. That's just because he couldn't tell between Central and Eastern time. But hey, at least he hung out and did a good job for us.
Oh my god, he did great. All right, so how about this one?
I don't know who this weirdo is.
Neither do I.
I do like the pink shirt though. So everybody's enjoying that. That's
Branded
not the old
horribly.
torso. Brick Dead. That's the one
Kind of
from
an
the
interim.
medieval town square, so it's
You
not
got it.
that old.
Yeah.
I would say that this guy's name is Hungover Mark, maybe.
Oh, he looks very happy.
Yeah, you do look very refreshed. This is the opening day of Brickworld, not the closing day, Mark. So why are we not funding this? That is a good question.
Good call. We need some crowdfunding. We need some. We need some guts
really
on my part.
That one did a great job with you.
I suck at asking for money. How about this one?
That's the medieval hoodie girl. I love her. Yes. She is not a CMF. This is like the cheesemaker.
You're correct. Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest thing with this one is when we first saw this set and we saw the goofy hat on her, we're like, they're definitely coming out with a Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs set based on this hat. And then like 2 days later, they announced it.
Just real quick, I want to show that these are shorts because you can see my legs and there's a pocket.
And there's a pocket on the side.
Yeah. Does need more of a, well, it's pretty clear. It's faux hockey.
It's a faux hock.
I think it nailed me pretty well.
Yeah.
And don't ask me to repeat that sentence. All right, so what's next here? Yep, CMF no.
You know, this is a bit tricky because there is a CMF.
Yeah.
Plumber. It's a plunger. Looks kind of like that guy, but he's not actually plunging a toilet with a poop in it, and that's not what the plunger looks like. So I'm going to say that this one is not a CMF, but
that's a pretty good call.
Close.
Well,
close.
Your first clue should be that ChatGPT can't make a plumber without a mustache.
Why would
As we've
it?
proven before.
Yeah.
I was like, it's not Mario. I'm not trying to make a Mario. Stop trying to make that happen. How about this one?
It is not.
What makes you say that way?
It's close, but it is not.
All right.
This guy looks like he should have.
Whoops. Okay. Sorry.
This guy looks like he should have like a donkey emblem though in the middle of that bad boy there.
Right, with only one ear.
Yeah, it's with one giant ear and one tiny ear.
Inside jokes. Yeah. How about this one?
That one is
correct. How about this one?
That one is not. That one is from Nexonites. You can tell by the gaudy electronic circuitry that he's got going on there.
Good call.
But he's got an awfully similar head, I would say, to the last one. His crown's blue instead of gold, though.
Yeah.
Same beard, too, with just a different color.
You nailed it. How about this one?
Well, that's like a combination of CMF and non-CMF. So he's kind of a trick there. So he's not a CMF, but he's almost a CMF.
He is a CMF, but let me look him up real quick. He might have actually snuck in to the
that's not
Build-A-Fig.
I think
he's a Build-A-Fig.
That's not his head for that.
Yeah,
one.
let me try this real quick. King. Minifigures, there's like 115. I don't know where I found this.
Yeah.
Let's call this a draw until I can actually find it.
They had a Musketeer one with that torso.
It is other. So this was a Build-A-Fig from a Lego store. So you are correct. This is not a CMF.
Yeah. So the CMF version of that is this one here. I gotta remove you and add me.
I got it
in the butt. Here's the CMF version. So he's same torso, different legs, different face, and a different hat.
Oh,
but I recognize that torso immediately. So Ezra's a little late throwing up a Manny.
Yeah,
Manny was here.
How far behind are you on this?
Yeah,
maybe they're watching. Since we're still live and they started from the beginning.
Could be.
We might get some questions for Manny because he asked a lot of questions for things. All right, so I think this might be the last one. Who's this? I mean, is this CMF or no?
It's not, but it could be if they did a Lego Masters Season 1 CMF line of Manny and his dad.
You are correct.
That's pretty good. I like it.
So I have one more slide in this. I wish Manny was here for this. This came out a little bit more cartoony. The proportions are way off in the first place, but it's so cute.
Yeah.
Well, their heads, like everything's off proportion wise. The plaid shirt with the tattoos, I need that piece.
Yeah.
I need a Manny torso, 100%. Nestor's bracelet,
Nice.
made of Lego studs, perfect.
Nice. Like it.
Very, very well done. We have one more.
Into it.
Brickhead Builds sent us a preview for May the 4th,
Oh.
which I don't know that we'll do anything for that. Maybe we'll. It's episode 99. Oh, no. That'll be episode 100 week. So I doubt we will do anything May the 4th stuff.
Yeah.
But he sent us this to get us in the spirit. You know, Lego wants to do this right now.
They do. Yeah,
They so do.
They could have called this Obi-Wan's Campfire Clash.
They really could have. And credit goes to this for this to ochre.jelly
Jelly?
at ochre jelly, ochre.jelly
Yeah.
at on Instagram or TikTok or wherever. But yeah, this is brilliant. Even the side panel,
That's right up Lego's alley.
it very much is.
For
This
sure.
is genius. I really appreciate you sending this, Brickdead Builds. Appreciate that a ton. It's a sig fig. Yeah, exactly. Yes. All right, so there we go. What on earth do we have next? I wonder.
That's a good question. What do we have next?
I think we're down to close calls.
Well, we did have one more segment, but I've prepared
you're
absolutely
right.
nothing for it. How about you?
Really?
Yeah.
You talking about the hold on, let me bring this up because I am having trouble remembering. Yeah, thank you. So what's it? Gross misrepresentation. Ben, explain to me what that's about.
There we go. What is this? This is last week's run of show.
I don't know.
Let me remove that and add the right one. So what we're talking about are gross misrepresentations. That is when something happens, such as a particular, in our case, it was a particular review of the Breaking Bad camper. It was not a Lego set. It's a clone brand Lego or clone brand set. That's the Breaking Bad camper that they used to cook meth out in the desert.
Yeah.
But the review itself didn't once mention that that's what the set was. Instead, it talked about all the features of the camper like it was just a camper.
Didn't mention that the transparent blue plates were meth.
No, we forgot that.
And so we made fun of that on this show before. Let's take a look at last time we did gross misrepresentations. We did a little bit of this.
Okay, guys, did you know that Lego is doing Halloween sets now? I mean, like, seriously, look at this blue school bus bringing all the trick-or-treaters to school. It is so bussin'. My kids aren't allowed to celebrate Halloween anymore because some Karen said the holiday celebrates satin. I mean, satin? Come on. Who cares what kind of fabric the costumes are made of? So sad. Hey, is that little kid dressed as ST Pro?
We also did a little bit of this.
OMG fam. Lego has been killing it with these 1-to-1 scale flowers, and now they are entering a new realm of awesome with these new 1-to-1 scale food items. I must have received the European box because mine says Dare Burger instead of hamburger and Fortnite Day instead of food night. But whatever. It is still good. Am I right? I sure hope little kids don't try to eat this burger. It looks so tasty with those little toasted marshmallows on the bun.
And I would be remiss without mentioning this one.
Look at this adorable Happy Doll set I found on Amazon. Believe it or not, it's made of Legos. He comes with a little knife like he's an inspiring baker. Isn't that cute? I don't know why he does this at night, but it's cute. Am I right? I gave this adorable Lego doll set to my toddler. See how much he loves it. I can't believe I'd never heard of this cute Lego set before. There should be commercials.
And in case you're wondering where that Happy Doll set came from, when I do my gross misrepresentations, I take them mostly from the Blockleverse. And if you haven't been on this show before, you might not know what the Blockleverse is, but I'll give you a quick rundown.
Welcome to Blockleverse, no souls around. Cheap sights and sounds, no life to be found. Photoshop toys on twin Siamese. Fathers and sons making IEDs. Welcome to the Blockleverse, everyone is checked. Water slides are funny, hands are grotesque. Car pest police, house cake topped off. Minnie's passed out, her head's popped off. Welcome to the Blockleverse, where dreams distort. Bad Photoshop, orphans in an eastern port.
So revisiting this idea this week was my idea, because I had my undies in a bunch about a very specific gross misrepresentation that happened in the real world this week. So fortunately, I was able to take that rant and channel my disenfranchisement with the world with this.
Hey, all you fans of Legos, I just picked up this bookend building set with Light, Book Nook Building Kit Japanese Style House Architecture Set 66029, Bookshelf Home Decor 2,850 pieces, Book Nook Model Kit, gift for boys, girls 14 plus, and adults. I really love the build and all the cool Japanese architectural details, but the best part? Finally, somebody understands how bookends should work. They go in the middle, and the books go on the outside. I don't know why so many idiots use them the wrong way.
There you go. You idiots.
So I found that review, which felt like a gross misrepresentation, mostly because when you played the video, it was all footage from the Ninjago movie.
Okay. I do like how the entire Amazon description was read, so we know what we're getting. That's important.
Why wouldn't we?
Why wouldn't we?
Yeah.
Finally. Yeah. Stud City's here.
Hey, Stud City, thanks for joining us. Let me see. Did I find anything else? Oh, yeah, I did. I found this one.
This fun, happy clown set is really cool. I didn't realize you could make such a realistic figure out of just Legos. Look at the balloon. A Lego balloon. What a great accessory for kids. I bought this set for my son right before he disappeared. But anyway, what a fun, happy clown.
Oops. Did they check the sewer for him?
Right.
I don't know.
Storm drain.
What a diss to Ninjago.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Stud City.
I know, right?
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah.
I
Happy
prefer I still prefer the Chucky one, but that one's
I
a close
do too.
second.
Yeah. And that's why I did it second. I did find one more that I actually really enjoy. Here, let's take a look.
Hey fam, just picked up this Nintendo thing made out of Legos. It's so detaily and like a super advanced build. One thing I'm disappointed about though, and I'm not sure how I missed this when looking at the product online, there are no flowers growing out of it. Like, what's the point of old tech if it doesn't have flowers growing out of it? You know, like, it's disgusting.
Like, it's disgusting. Yeah.
I agree.
I didn't know where that was going, but it went right where it should have. Old tech. You get some people up in arms about that one. But yeah, no flowers. What's up with that?
Brett says he's probably floating, son. And Dad's build says, just wait till the Pokemon sets start getting built by Lego. Yeah, looking forward to all this. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's some good reviews then.
That
100%.
Nintendo set had a controller, a cartridge, an NES system, and an old tube TV. 4 different places flowers could have been growing out of.
Shoved flat. Like, why else what else would you do with old tech?
Yeah.
I don't get it. Let's just hit it one more time.
Hey fam, just picked up this Nintendo thing made out of Legos. It's so detaily and like a super advanced build. One thing I'm disappointed about though, and I'm not sure how I missed this when looking at the product online, there are no flowers growing out of it. Like, what's the point of old tech if it doesn't have flowers growing out of it? You know, like, it's disgusting.
Yeah, I love the Mara voice at the end. It's disgusting.
I know, she's
like, no, like, it's disgusting.
Mara created a meme.
Yeah,
She's famous now. So Stetson says, what's crazy is I had an official author celebrity text me to see if Lego were making bookends and that she was hyped for them. If it's true, that video just answered all of that. So we had an episode not dedicated to it, but Ben went off for quite a while. That bookends apparently are coming.
It's gonna be a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the word on the street, as they say.
That's the word on the street.
All right, Ben, here we go. What else do we have in store tonight for the rest of this epic show? So golly, I don't know. Sounds like a close call to me.
How many close calls did you do first this week, Mark?
3.
Okay, cool. Me too.
Oh, good.
I did get that done.
Good.
Didn't have a chance to get a bunch more close or gross misrepresentations. So we'll have to come back to that because there's always
we definitely have
always good ones.
I was making bookmarks on ones that I can do, and there's like 12. So yeah, I can do that.
There's lots then. We'll get back to it. Okay. All right. Close call. I want to know this. And maybe this won't be close. We're going to find out in a second here.
Give me a second because I got to start the polls, which means I got to open YouTube, mute the tab, and then find the stream and then start the poll.
Yeah. So here's the question. How long after seeing, I should say a mouse, but we can just go, how long after seeing mouse would you return to a restaurant? Would you go back the next day or 3 months minimum?
Interesting question. Interesting time. What about never?
Well, I mean, I guess that would fall into the 3 months minimum. But, you know, you go to restaurants all the time that have mice that you just don't see.
Did something happen this weekend, Ben?
This has happened to me before.
Same.
Not this weekend. But we did see a mouse running around at a community center we were at that my son was playing futsal at.
Okay.
But I was eating at a Chipotle in downtown St. Paul back a couple years ago. When one scurried right across the floor right in front of me and climbed up into, they had like a heat floor
register?
Heat register all along the base of the bar stools, the bar stool seating area, and climbed up into that. And the dude sitting right next to me and me, we looked at each other. We're like, sorry, man, we're both out of here. But I want to know what the practicality is. There are some people who probably be like, I don't care.
Yeah. So I kind of live in that world because I live in Chicago. And so Matt and I have been at restaurants before where we're eating at the outdoor patio and a rat runs in because you're at the outdoor patio and just kind of like, well, this is where rats go. I don't know how I'd feel if it was inside necessarily, but I also worked in a bar and a couple of restaurants and like, yeah, mice. That's why there's mouse traps all over the place.
They come in and you put up, I've had them in my house. I still eat at my house.
You'll see them occasionally as they're on their way to the trap.
Yeah.
It's kind of my philosophy on it. But again,
one startled me running down the stairs while I was going up it.
Oh, they move so fast
a while ago. And I was like, what was that? I put down a trap and caught him in like 10 minutes. He must have been hungry. But yeah, I've had a mouse in my house before and I still eat here. So, you know, I'm guessing a lot of people are just too disgusted by the idea and they would, you know, not be interested in going back, but it is a fact of life.
Yeah. We're halfway through the poll and we're at 100% 3 months minimum, which I guess includes never, right?
Yeah. Brick Dead Build says never, and restaurants are a no-go for rodents.
Yep, he sure does.
Yeah. Mice be?
I don't know
what?
Mice be, yeah.
Mice be never?
Mice be, like they just exist? Maybe that's the entire sentence?
Could be. Mice be, mice A, mice C.
Possible.
I don't know.
Hey, well, it's creeping down. We're only at 88% 3 months minimum at the moment.
All right.
D Bishop also said, how about never?
How about never? Yep. A lot of people are on the how about never bandwagon.
Yeah,
mice exists. So. Yeah, VMAC. Maybe he put that one vote in like, hey, mice are a thing, you know, whatever. They're mostly non-harmful unless you're Gene Hackman's wife.
Ouch. 3 months minimum. Just increased by 1%. So, yeah, I guess it's. I think we've got our answer. Although we've got 30 seconds left to see what else happens.
Yeah.
Mice are, found the other day Orion sniffing around the yard before we were going to the dog park, and she obviously was having trouble finding exactly what she was looking for, but she had the scent. I went to see what it was she was looking at. She was standing over it, and I got her into the car because there was a dead rat in the backyard.
Oof.
Wait, how good is this restaurant?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Those Chicago rats can mug you. I have seen rats that I thought were possums, by the way.
Yeah.
I have mice at the house that still eat here, same as Ben. Yeah, it makes sense.
I mean, we've had to catch them. I mean, they're not frequent visitors, but they come.
All right, we are done with the poll.
Yeah,
they're not frequent visitors, but they come inside. I had a rat in the house once, actually. So 3 months minimum wins at 89%. Next day got 10%.
Okay.
Somehow that poll had 10 votes. I don't know how it was ever at 88. Wait, because I'm not mathy.
Could have been 8 and 1.
Yeah,
8 to 1, and then someone threw in the last.
I know. I just
10th vote.
as soon as it came out of my mouth, I was like, "Wait, 88 was probably easy with one of the configurations of those."
Yeah.
Anyway, whatever.
Mathing's hard.
Mathing.
So I did these while I was at Brick Convention today. So second question: if you did get a tattoo, would you get a Lego tattoo? So some people are just going to say, "I would never get a tattoo," right? But let's say you were into tattoos for whatever reason. Would you get a Lego one? Is that yes, of course I would, or no way, Beardo, no way, weirdo, I would never get a Lego tattoo. That's just strange.
Why are you Beardo? Like,
well,
like my Animal Crossing character?
Like your Animal Crossing character, yes.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So poll has started. Let me start the timer. I do really want a tattoo, and I would love to sneak a Lego reference into it. I don't want it to just be a Lego, but I would certainly tattoo Lego on my body because it's a huge part of my life and always has been.
Yeah.
So yeah, if I'm going to brand myself with something, I would say it could be that. VMAC Attack says, I'm surprised I don't have a Lego tattoo yet.
Okay.
You're surprised by that? Like,
and we know people who do have Lego tattoos. So
we certainly do. I dated one.
Sure. We
had
know
the Lego logo on his arm, like it was like a worn out, like a sticker had been. It also he did it purposely so it looked like a temporary tattoo permanently. Because and you know him, Ben.
I do know him.
Is the type of thing that he would just do because he thinks that's funny.
I was a keynote speaker at Brickworld a few years ago as Lego tattoos, and we have a friend who builds with us in Eurobricks, who has Lego minifigure tattoos.
Yep.
Does Nicole have a Lego tattoo? For some reason, I thought she did. Okay.
I don't think so, but I might be wrong. Brickhead Brad says, I think a better question is, would you go back if you saw a mouse or a toenail was in your salad? That's a different type of close call. Mark needs a Lego Bob Ross reference. On my body?
You need a Lego Bob Ross tattoo.
Oh, yeah. Just on my chest.
Like
the permanent t-shirt. Oh, VMAC Attack wants to get the action piece tattooed on his scroll.
There you go. Okay, that sounds like
I
something.
didn't even read it the whole way through.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't have. You can't unread that now, Mark.
No.
Yeah, no mistake. I'm a happy accident. That's what the tattoo should say. And by the way, I have no idea whose tattoo this is, but there were a lot of, I will say, bad Lego tattoos that I found on image search. This one was not so bad.
Sounds like a future silliness segment.
Certainly could be.
I don't know why I would need to brand my body with this, though, just in case anyone was confused. If they found me unconscious or dead.
No mistakes. I'm a happy accident. I think that's, hopefully that's speaking more to the tattoo and not your whole life.
Right.
But,
But also, Brickhead Brad says, get a tattoo of the piece of resistance.
Oh, okay.
Which is just the cap of a crazy glue bottle.
Yes, of the Craigle. Yes. So where are we on the poll, Mark? How's this going?
90% yes. And we only have 30 seconds left. So
wow. And I think part of this is, maybe I should have just said, would you ever get a Lego tattoo, period? Because I know there are a lot of people who just won't get tattoos or aren't interested in them.
This opens it up a lot more, though.
But yeah.
Like,
I just didn't want a bunch of, no, I'm too old for tattoos.
I won't mark the temple of my body. I've seen the 1x5 plate as a tattoo based on its uniqueness.
Uh-oh.
All right, so that's it. We're done at 3 minutes, and we're at 91% yes, which means we're at like 10% or 8%. No, because there's always a percentage missing. With 11 votes, we're at yes, of course, with 90%, and no way, Beardo with 9%.
Interesting. We have not been close today. People are not going back to the restaurants to get their tattoos of Lego when they see the mice there.
Not close call so far. So
no, complete fail on my part. But here we go.
Questions, yeah, no, building you up.
Third one. Here we go.
This is not a mistake. It's a happy accident. Sorry, what?
Accident. Have you ever used Lego for a practical purpose? Yes, of course. Or why waste the pieces? So have you ever fixed something or been like, oh, I need a sign holder, but instead of a sign holder, I'm going to use Lego bricks to create one? As an example, not that I did that exact thing today.
I actually haven't. I know Brian used to do that a lot. There was a lot of things like that I inherited with the business that was like, this will catch all the badges as they come out of the printer. This is the way to flip around the iPad so people can sign. And I don't use any of those anymore. But if I did need something, I would probably look to see what the cheapest option is on Amazon before I said, I'll just engineer it with Lego.
Yeah.
Brickhead Brad says, my wife's tattoo artist said his number one client is moms.
Okay.
My sister's gotten like 10 in the last 2 years out of nowhere, like up until she turned 50. So
yeah, in my family, my sisters both have more than one tattoo. My brother has one. I don't have any. One of my sisters probably has 4-ish, and the other one probably has like 7 or 8. So flowers with text. Why not old pieces of tech with flowers coming out of them? Just asking for a friend.
Yeah. The tech can have the text on it, and the flowers can come out of everything. Yeah. Sounds good to me. VMAC Tech says, I have a caddy in my build table with all my Lego tools that's brick built.
Okay.
Good to know. This is a close call. We have 57% saying yes, of course.
Okay.
Brick Dead Build says, I have a full sleeve as well as multiple leg tats. They all have meaning for me, but are there Lego in them?
Yeah, do any of them have Lego?
That's the question.
Multiple leg tats.
Let's see how we're doing here on the poll. It's still close, and we have a minute left. I forgot to start the timer, so this may have been a 4-minute poll. Oops.
That's okay. So we've got someone who's filling in gaps in the brick. I don't know how practical that really is. It looks interesting.
Seen this happen a lot, actually.
Yeah.
There is no Lego in the tattoos yet.
Okay.
The operative word there being yet.
Yeah. So yesterday when I was at Brick Convention, I was, because I'm an idiot and I had 2 different display areas. I'm like, well, I should probably put up, a sign to give people some clue that if they want to talk to me, they should look for me over in the castle wing where I was more set up. Because I had my fan over there. It was 9,000 degrees in that hockey arena with all the people in there.
I bet.
So I printed up some signs, but none of the office maxes were going to open till 11 today, and the show started at 10. So I ended up making some sign holders out of my hexagon base and back plate or a base plate, and then I just double side sticky taped the signs to them. So I had 8 hexagons, so I made 8 signs.
Nice. Close call this was. It was with 9 votes. It was 55% said yes, of course, and 44% said why waste the pieces.
Yeah. Actually, interesting enough, I want to show you this.
Okay.
I want to show you the signs that I printed. There were 2 different ones.
Okay.
An issue with your file. Please try again in a while. Okay.
Why did they have to write a poem about it?
Yeah, good question. We'll do it the old-fashioned.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do it live.
We'll do it live.
We'll do it live. Okay, so present screen or Reno. This one, share it. And then we got to unshare that one. What a joke. And then this one. Okay. So here's one of them, right? This one's not the exciting one that I wanted you guys to see.
Mm-hmm.
This was kind of like, hey, look, you can follow me on the Instagrams. But then this was the other one, and there's one typo in here, which is, I can fix it now. It says or, what it should say of. Right here, of any type. So I had several people ask me that. I'll say right now, at Brick Convention, and we get this at Brickworld too. It's nothing against Brick Convention, but we had a lot of people who were asking, "Is this a set?" Right? That's kind of the common one. Or how much did this cost? I'm like, I don't know. How long did it take you to build? 3 months. They're like, looking at me weird, like, what do you mean? How big a box does it come in? I'm like, no, these aren't sets, right? So part of that was people would ask me like what a MOC was, because I had MOC written on something somewhere. And so I did this guide to talking like an AFOL because my tables were the very first ones coming into the coming into the arena. And people were looking at the castle, so they'd kind of stand at the base of the table before they'd move up. So I wanted to give, a little bit of Lego parlance to them.
Yeah, good call.
And here's sort of the quick listing that I did. You don't want to overwhelm somebody,
right?
But a lot of people would ask me how something was built. So things like brick, plate, stud, tile, are words we use. Minifigure, word we use. And then, just some of the acronyms that we say a lot when people ask us questions.
Yeah.
Like lug. I'm part of Twin Lug. What the heck is Twin Lug?
Yeah.
Things like that. Lots of people asked, where do you get your parts? So
Bricklink.
like you and Manny were talking about, I needed a Bricklink mention on there. And of course, the Bricks and Minifig stores were right at the entrance too. So we put that up too. So there was a number of things that we included in there.
Brick That Build says he gets the what set is this because of what he builds, the Harry Potter castle.
That's
Bishop says, I like this. Do you mind if we use it on our layout?
No, it was kind of a fun idea to just, do something like this. So I saw a couple people reading it. That's kind of always the thing when you write something up and put it at the end of a table.
Does anyone read it?
Some people read it, some people don't, but that's what you have out there. So
this dude on FBM.
I got nothing.
Yeah, same. Brick That Build says I've had lots of skepticism from people scanning QR codes. So write up is important with names too.
Yeah, so that's the whole thing here. It's just like scan you. Why do you need to scan them? So here it's this is me and it's my Instagram link so that people aren't, nervous about what they're scanning. And since I was there with Twin Lug, I put Twin Lug on there. So yeah, that's what I did.
Cool.
I did have I do have a brick built QR code that I set out too, but same thing. It's like, does the QR code work? Everyone kept asking me. I'm like, no, it's a QR code that doesn't work.
Right.
Obviously it works, right?
VMAC Deck says this needs to be a meter board at the Brickworld entrance. Facebook Marketplace. This dude on Facebook Marketplace.
What about the dude on Facebook?
I'm a little lost. Right. Sorry, Brickhead Brad.
I'm not sure. The last thing he was talking about was flowers with texts. So
yeah, I know. I checked too. All right. Let's see. So ready for mine?
Yes, I'm ready.
So I just learned something. You can only have 4 options in a YouTube poll. So we're going with these 4. I just took the worst designed one out of there. So the question is, which villager from Animal Crossing would you most like to see as a Lego minifigure? And so I asked ChatGPT to create minifigure versions of these characters. So in case that you don't play Animal Crossing, you don't know who these characters are, you would see what the actual minifigure would look like. So here we go. Here they are. It's Anka, Apollo, Diana, and Tank. Ben, do you have any opinions on these?
Yeah, it's not even close. It's Tank 1, Apollo 2. Who cares about the other 2?
Okay. Well, what's interesting about this is I think like people who watch the stream, know Tank and Apollo because they're on my islands, and we've talked about them quite a bit. We've seen them. Tank is my boyfriend.
It's true.
But Tank is not a top tier villager. I don't know that Lego will actually
Maybe
ever
other
make him.
people don't like Tank, but I need the Rhino head. Here's the thing, this is all I care about.
Yeah,
I don't care if it's Tank or Tubby or Timmy or somebody people love or don't love. I want a Rhino head, and I want that sweet looking eagle head. I don't want the deer head at all. Yeah. And the cat head, we already have a cat head. Okay, this one's got like an Egyptian, flair to it, I guess, which is cute-ish. But she's also got that whiny frown on her face that makes me want to punch her a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know why she's a popular character. I think just because she's a Egyptian and because of her name, and which is also Egyptian. So Brickhead Bread is saying that's where he gets his parts. VMAC Tech says people are afraid of QR codes, like they're going to steal their Social Security.
Yeah.
And that's why she's so sad, says D Bishop. Brickhead Build says Apollo would be my number one. The eagle head would be great for mascots and sports builds. And if they did that with the legs and the eagle arm, like come on, man. Yeah, that'd be fantastic. I would say Hal did a great job with these character renderings. I'll bring it up some other time, but I really kept mixing things up because I was just pasting the same prompt, and I accidentally pasted in several times the text for the gross misrepresentations. So I got like Diana trying to build a Super NES with flowers growing out of it, and I got Shino, which is the one that I took out, as Pennywise the Clown. So it was quite fun. Let's see how much time we have left. We have 2 minutes left. Did this pause somehow? Oh, come on. It paused somehow. Come on, you ass.
Kind of interesting that
50 seconds
Brad does a lot of shopping on Facebook Marketplace for parts. I mean, maybe there are a lot of people who don't know what they have or don't know what they're selling.
Yeah. Reed says
garage sailing for some people too, but yeah, I guess I don't do either of those.
Reed says they should just bring back Chima and it solves all the animal figure issues. Yeah,
right,
sounds like a popular choice. I don't even know if people want Animal Crossing. Everything's so discounted on Amazon right now. Seems like people have a lot of stock that they can't sell.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure this line is doing great. So this is kind of like very wishful thinking on my part. And that's why I don't think we'll ever see a tank. But we might see Meringue.
So basically what Reed is saying is get rid of a theme Lego's currently producing and then replace it with a theme they're not producing. That's essentially the same thing, and that would somehow solve the problem of the fact that nobody wants either of them.
And then exactly. Brickhead Bread also says, I want that Apollo to do a fourth scene here. He has a hot dog in one hand, a beer in the other, and a flag in the back. Yeah, that'd be a good
Apollo, Merrick Apollo.
Merrick Apollo. So the poll is done with 63% voting for Apollo, 27% voting for Tank, 9% voting for Anka, and 0 people voting for Diana.
Ooh,
Sorry, Diana.
Sorry, Diana.
D Bishop misspelled Murica. Yeah. All right, so what do I got next here? Tell me. Oh, I did. This was the winner of our creepiest Animal Crossing villager. I had to make Pietro a Lego minifigure. What do you think of this, Ben?
If it was a CMF, it'd be the fifth clown.
Right?
That's terrifying. That's terrifying.
All right, if you don't mind hitting the comments, I'm going to bring up this next one, which is: do you use your turn signal, or are you an inconsiderate monster? Answers are yes, of course I do, or no, for I am a sociopath. This is my rant of the week.
Okay, Anka is the Ralph Nader of the world. Or Anka, she got 10%. At least she didn't get completely shut out like Diana.
Ralph Nader of the world. Apologies to alternate candidates.
Yeah, we have enough clowns. LOL. BMAC suggests that maybe it's just the designs on Animal Crossing aren't very good, but the figures probably still are. Ostif's here with a super chat. Says, "I'm here, Pookie. Sorry, had to babysit. Finish the Brickworld build. Nice." And that's a super chat, Ostif. So if you really want to, you can ask for a song.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, please do, and we will fulfill your request. Jazzy Viking Brick says, "Oh, you already did that. Sorry.
Look who's here.
Yeah, he is here.
Ralph Nader, alternate candidate, giving us a laugh. If Animal Crossing Lego sets were launched a few years back when the game was hot, then they would have done much better. Yeah, they kind of missed their window a little bit.
Which is why I think there's going to be a new game coming out, because I think they were kind of gearing up for it. At least those are my hopes. Ostef says, I want Mark to sing Wheels on the Bus. I really have to pee again, so I don't even know if I'm going to make it through the end of this. I definitely don't want to prolong the stream by singing Wheels on the Bus for everybody. Depends on how close you are to me.
That's for the turn signal?
Yeah, that's an interesting answer.
Does that mean you don't stop at a red light if there's no one coming? Just asking.
Right. But at least it shows some awareness that there's a world around him.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like some people are just
like,
pulled over at 4:30 in the morning for not using my turn signal. I was the only one on the road. That's a little ridiculous.
You weren't the only one on the road because
the police officer
was on the road and he saw you.
Austin Briggs just says, bruh.
Bruh.
All right, the wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round, all around the town, right?
I think that's how it
or
goes.
So early in the morning?
I've got a question. All around the town, I like that too. My question, though, Mark, is what do the windshield wipers do on the bus?
They go swish, 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 swish. I probably should have run off and peed. Not like
yeah,
got it done that quick.
Let's see here. We've got a there it is. He was happy you were singing. We got a hashtag sociopath here from Brick Dad.
Wow.
That was an Irish song break.
Yeah.
Lost of Bricks.
Jazzy Viking Brick says, if you take the sets as gospel, then we are getting vehicles, KK Slider Van and Leaf Camper. So the Leaf Camper is in Animal Crossing New Horizons. The car is not, but there's an entire RV portion to Pocket freaking camp. So unfortunately, they are all, you can tie them all back to existing properties. Animal Crossing Gospel, yeah. Let's hope we're getting a new game real soon. It'd be nice. Let's hope that we get that Switch to be able to pre-order and have it at a reasonable price. I'd love to just see a deluxe version of Animal Crossing New Horizons come out with Switch 2.
Mm-hmm. So if you're pulling into your driveway.
Yeah, me too. Me, I'm hoping too, I almost said. Yeah.
When you're doing that, pulling into your own driveway, no one's behind you, do you use the turn signal still?
I am going into an alley, so I want people to see my I'm going to a T-junction of an alley, so I want my signal on in case anybody comes in from any direction. So yes, I do.
Mm-hmm.
When you guys brush your teeth, where do you start? Front teeth, top. All right, so the poll is over, and we got 83% of the Tainted are not sociopaths.
Okay, that's good. Just Brick Dad. He's the only one willing to admit it. He gave us the hashtag.
12 votes.
Okay.
So yeah, there's more than one sociopath in the Tainted tonight. Last question, and this is from Brick Dad Builds. He sent this to us this week. So thank you for the close call question, because I needed a third one. I was pumping the well dry here. Should every Lego set have alternate instructions for a Millennium Falcon?
Should they? Yes.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, they probably should.
I agree with you.
Why wouldn't you? I think it should be required. I do like the flower for the radar dish.
Be right back.
Done. I also like maybe is that exhaust coming out the back with the translucent pink piece of fern there, or an X-wing. Well, I mean, I guess would you just suggest D that it should just be any old Star Wars vehicle? Amy Schultz says, I use the turn signal to turn into the home driveway. I do too. It's more habit, I think, than anything else. I'm not like concerned that I'm going to hit someone or someone's going to hit me. It's just kind of like, that's what I do. I don't know. No questions. Yes, that pink flamingo one is the best yet. So absolutely yes. And the pink flamingo one is pure fire is what I'm getting here. That looks like an anvil dropped on the flamingo, Gabriel says. Yeah, it does look, for a Millennium Falcon, it does look very flat. But with the eyes, yeah, it does kind of look like a piano fell and smashed the poor little flamingo there. D says just any old vehicle, any old Star Wars vehicle will work. So we could have a TIE fighter built out of a lion. That'd be cool. Doesn't matter. But apparently this one was for Brad Barber. So good work, Brad Barber, making a Millennium Falcon Flamingo. We already had the Easter Bunny, or not the Easter Bunny, the cute bunny turned into the face hugger, which was nice. And then we also did the alternate build of the T-Rex turned into the alien skeleton plus face hugger. So I think we just need a space-related alternate build for every animal set. I think that should be required.
I think it'd be fun for them to do if they just did an entire campaign that was like, this is how many sets you can build into a Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
Just to kind of like build up that that alternate build thing that we're missing without the alternate builds on the backs of the boxes.
Yeah, but the Falcon is iconic, and every set has been somehow built into a Falcon.
Every set?
Every set on the entire planet.
There's quite a few Fabuland ones that have been either AT-AT or TIE Fighter or some sort of Star Wars ship. There's a bunch of Fabuland ones out there that are very good.
Yeah.
The bunny was also turned into a toilet?
That's right up Lego's alley.
Sure is. Can you make
you probably didn't have a problem with.
Can you make a s'mores out of the bunny?
Yeah, that's an important question.
Definitely on the marshmallow.
Can you make ultimate Lego set would be flowers growing out of a toilet that are on fire and someone's making a s'more. I mean, obviously that's the Lego set. That's definitely not coming to AI soon.
Forget Skibbity toilet. It's s'mores toilet.
it's s'mores flower toilet.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got fire in the bowl and flowers out of the tank.
Oh, so this is actually that's one of the ones that James Bishop did with his this to that
build?
display.
Okay.
Yeah, he has an entire display based on alternate builds where he takes Lego sets and builds something different. Yeah, it's very cool. All right, so the poll is over. It was not a close call. The 70% of the people wanting every set to have alternate instructions for a Millennium Falcon.
All
Great,
right.
awesome.
Lego should make that happen then. Why not?
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there we have it. That's our week. That's the
I
entire week.
gotta unscramble the back of my cars now because I left them in the driveway full of Lego while I came down here to join the stream. It was great that Manny was covering and that he had
it was fantastic.
So much energy and a lot to say about Lego and lots of positive words.
No kidding.
So
Very
really
inspiring to a
nice.
lot of people, including me.
Yeah.
Battery.
We still managed to sneak our own builds in at least for a few minutes.
Same, which mine was only worth a few minutes. With what it
I
looks
didn't have
like.
a lot of changes either, but hey,
yeah,
it was
That's
there.
cool.
And hopefully a few people watched it or we'll catch it on the replay. And
100%.
if you don't just turn it off as soon as Manny leaves, we're appreciative of that. But
right,
we do this every week, and we promote Brickworld, we promote building. We promote the Lego community. We also like to be positive when we can, but as you can tell, there are a few things that Lego does that we like to riff on a little bit, like, I don't know,
100%.
lifestyle shots.
Yes.
Or 900 CMFs. I don't know. But like and subscribe if you want to see more nonsense. I was
Agreed.
businessing there. Look at me.
You were nicely done too.
Yeah.
All right, I'm looking for a song to go out on because we already played Orange Spaceships.
Let's see here.
so if
Oh,
you wanna-
look at this. Look at Brick Dad trying to pepper us in, trying to lead us out. He says, Ben, would you say the ship falling over on the way home and not on the way there was a mistake? Well, I'll get to that in a minute because we still haven't brought this up, which is our run a show.
True.
And our 8th and final topic is get on back next week. Next week is Easter for those of you who celebrate.
Oh, right.
But this is Monday after Easter. As far as I know, I'm going to be here. How about you, Mark?
I'll be here next Sunday.
Perfect.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's Easter Sunday. But are
Yeah.
we going to be here?
I will.
I don't know why I
yeah,
said
because-
anything about Monday. It's Easter Sunday, but I
don't
think I'm going to
either.
be here. All right.
Yeah, I will. I will because I don't do anything for Easter. So
And then I think we're here too. So as far as I know, we'll be available until my wife all of a sudden writes something in the chat quick, like, no, you idiot, we have plans. But as far as I know, we're here. So so that's what we'll do next week. And back to what good old Brick Dad Builds asked me, because he he likes to know where this stream is going. He says, what I say, the ship falling over on the way home, and not on there was a, oh, look at that. I'm in the clear.
Ah, nice.
See, she was.
We have evidence.
Listening.
It's in writing.
Yeah. Was it a mistake? No, I would say that when it fell over was a happy accident. There are no mistakes, only happy accidents. My shirt says it, as does our hero and mentor, Mr. Bob Ross. Positive vibes out there for everyone. Have a good rest of your week. Hopefully we'll see you back next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Brickworld, think outside the blocks.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Ben and Mark made a new best friend when Jazzy Viking Bridge joined Tainted. She likes Lego and Animal Crossing too. Makes amazing comments all the way through. She makes them laugh, lights up the chat, making fun comments until the show is wrapped. Then why did Mark Banner like a total effing jerk and delete all the comments like an evil effing jerk? Mark and Jazzy Viking Bricks like a total effing jerk. What the F is wrong with him? That total effing jerk.
I think I just accidentally banned somebody. Jazzy Viking Bricks was banned? No. Their comments were removed? Jesus.
How do you unban somebody?
I don't know. I don't know. Crap.
How'd you do that?
I don't know.
Seriously?
What the hell just happened?
Oh my god.
This is terrible. This is so... How did this happen?
This is the worst thing we've done.
God. Yo, I don't even know how... I don't know.
Poor Jazzy.
And we love her.
Mark tried to impress her by choosing Series 9. She voiced her opinion, and Mark fell in line. His face lights up when she shows up. Loves every comment, bringing each one up. Then why did Mark banner like it's total effing jerk and delete all the comments like an evil effing jerk? Mark said why we do this like total effing jerks. Then said you know how we, you total effing jerk.
And then barf in the bad way that we...
Can you please stop saying we banter? I don't want to hear that again.
Mark and Jazzy Viking Bricks like total effing jerk. What the F is wrong with him? That's total effing jerk. That total effing jerk. That total effing jerk. That total effing jerk.